Hey there. Welcome to Maze Arcana and to Eberron with our incredible Inkwell Society cast and the Society itself. Thank you guys for coming to hang out. We're going to swing over to announcements, but before we do, I think the biggest thing on everybody's mind is something. Satine, what is something?
It's like some D&D thing. I think Nora's going to talk
Some
about it.
D&D thing.
Yeah.
Is Nora, are you going to talk about something?
Something.
Eventually.
Some D&D?
Yeah, some
So
D&D.
eventually we'll get around to that. But I did want to quickly acknowledge the people that subbed within the last week. Get ready because the names are going to swing. Griffin, OFH. This looks like Crime and Keith. Follow Me and Die, GS Palcron. Satyr 739. Mogboy 74. Fargonaut. Abby Marie 91. Digest, or I think it's Digest or something. He's been a fan for so long, and I don't know his name, how to say it right. I'm a lady, dang it. Probably just to get me to say it.
Someone beat me to that one, man.
J Hunter 80, Nightbot, Nick and Chicken, Miss Misery.
What?
Yeah, right. Matches Malone, Lord Azrael. Ed Does Everything, Clever Foodie, Arcane Library, Bruce the First, Alicina, and Velvet Dove, and some of these were gifts.
Hey.
Yeah,
From
gift subscriptions.
Hottie.
Welcome aboard.
That's so
First,
funny.
it's the first of the month. Everyone's renewing.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, all right.
And that's the note. Those all came in within the last week, like basically back about 7 days, 8 days, and just wanted to make sure that everybody else remembered that Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime stuff is rolling over. If you haven't done it yet, it may be an opportunity for you to do it.
Can I say something?
Yes, and we had multiple people sub at the second tier, and we do have one of the $25 tier subs
Oh
as
my
well.
god, thank you guys so much.
Somebody
you.
wants their emotes.
There it is.
Oh, I guess we gotta get some more emails.
We do have to get some more emotes. We were gonna talk and do a thing for that, but I think that it's important to call out Ed Does Everything was our $25 sub.
Ed
Yeah,
does everything.
thank
He
you.
does everything.
Literally.
And he's been around the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm fairly
Yes.
certain, like, from the beginning.
Yeah, and
OG.
and then basically Haji did it as well.
Hey.
If you think about the fact that he basically gifted, I think 4 plus his own, so he's right up there as well.
You guys are so amazing.
It's true.
And that doesn't even count all the bits and stuff, which I was not able to pull all the things for.
I'm
It's-
sorry.
thank
This is like new for us, and
Mhm.
it's just completely astounding.
Yes.
Now, with that, let's swing over to the announcements.
Announcements. All right, guys. Sirens of the Realms, an all-girl bard band on tour through Eberron, DM'd by our Satine, is on Tuesdays from 6 to 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/DND. Followed by Tuesdays 9 p.m. right after Sirens of the Realms is Dungeon Queens, a hilarious adult-themed homebrew DM'd by our Sig Neutron. That is on twitch.tv/Dungeon Queens with a Z, and they just got Twitch affiliated. Affiliated.
All of that.
All of that.
It's like
They
3,
got
4
all of
episodes.
that.
Yeah.
It's a new word. We're signal boosting that D&D is supporting Lambert House, an LGBTQ community youth center in the greater Seattle, Washington area. You can show your support by going to customink.com/fundraising/Lambert House and grab your very own rainbow D&D ampersand tee. They'll only be available through May 22nd, so get yours today.
That's my birthday.
That's
so
such a good thing.
I
So
don't
get
have a
your
hoodie.
shirt.
I don't have the tank top, and I don't have the shirt. That's all I'm saying.
Just saying.
You're gonna have 5 of each
Pins.
now. You'll be able to wear like a cartoon character that every day you have the same thing on.
Ah.
You get so many
Pins.
of those. Yes.
And then don't forget to catch up on anything you missed, or if you want to recap, we are on iTunes. Inkwell Society on iTunes, and then are we on
We're not on YouTube yet.
Not on YouTube yet.
Well, we do have a YouTube, so they can go ahead and pop in and drop a follow or a subscribe to see when the videos are going to come out. For those of you that have asked, we are working on that. We wanted to make sure that we were editing the best content possible so that it didn't have to be anyone that had maybe a drop in it or a discontinuation. We could just put the whole thing up for you guys. And we are a small organization, so yeah, the people that are waving at you do the editing. So, you know, time is of the essence. Outside of that, go ahead.
Yeah, and last but not least, D&D we have some news. Take it away,
We do
Satine.
have some news, some
What?
things, some
Something.
D&D things, some hashtag some D&D is Stream of Many Eyes. I'm sure you've seen it. If you haven't, go look at Dungeons & Dragons, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. You'll see a beholder with googly eyes. So it's called the Stream of Many Eyes, and that's June 1st to the 3rd. And there's a lot of things that we're involved with. There's a whole bunch of Sirens of the Realms performing, and we will be there. Maze Arcana will be there representing. We're not allowed to say many things.
Where
But we do have
is
many
this
eyes.
taking place?
This is going to be on twitch.tv/D&D. However, if you're in the LA area and you're going to be, there are a limited amount of tickets. There's 4 shows on Sunday, and if you want to go, it's $200 a ticket. It includes one of the 4 shows, a huge, crazy amount of swag, and a surprise that they will announce closer to the event. They're being kind of secret because there's so many amazing things happening. But I believe it is dnd.wizards.com/SOME for more information and where you can get tickets. So this is an event. If you like Stream of Annihilation from last year, this is bigger, this is better, this is more intense, and you can actually be you could go. I can't really say many things.
You can be at the thing.
You can be at the thing on Sunday.
You can
But-
get some.
You can get some
D&D.
D&D. Hashtag get some D&D.
Hashtag.
But that's all we can say. We
That's it.
cannot say any more. But more
Serious.
information is going to be released as the weeks progress.
Is that all of your D&D announcements?
Yes, until next week.
Okay.
That's it.
Although
We're vague booking.
Matthew Lillard said he's got a new shop for D&D content creation he's setting up.
Oh, well, we should look at that, and
Yeah.
maybe next week we'll have more announcements. Yeah.
Yay.
Also, I do have one that I forgot to put in. If that's
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm a huge jerk because before this I was like, everyone's got to put their thing in there. On my personal Facebook, I haven't had a moment to go and put it like anywhere else yet. Rudy and I are doing a Maze Arcana TTRPG World Tour this year, and it starts. We're kind of going in pieces. I start in May in Canada, and then we're traveling through Europe, and then we'll be at Origins and Gen Con. So check it out on my Facebook. There's a big post. If you if you're in the area that we're going to be at, and you have a game store that you want to share with the world, let us know. Send us a message, and that is all the announcements. I'm sorry, I went on and on.
Alright.
Now we are done?
We're good.
I just
Alright.
can I make a very minor PSA?
Sure.
My Instagram got hacked and stolen today.
Oh no.
So if you follow me, I set up a new B-Day Walters one, but turn on your 2-factor authentication on Instagram because apparently the trolls are on the march. I had it turned on for Facebook and Twitter and not Instagram, and I have
Yikes.
suffered. Yes.
Oh, I should look into that.
Yeah. I know. It's terrible.
Uh-oh.
Makes me very sad.
It's just so violating.
I know. It really is. It's yucky, but that's all right. It's past. It's past now.
So yeah, we're gonna role play.
Let's do it.
And,
Let's
and
do it.
make it all go away.
It's true. Putting it out of our brains.
With that, roll that beautiful noir footage. I just like that he's holding the die, so I'm gonna make him do it for a while.
I'm prepared.
Okay, he's prepared. He's gonna keep it up like that the entire time I'm recapping.
That's what she said.
I don't want to go where the innuendos. I don't want to go where the innuendos take me there. All right, so
I got him already. He's bright red. We're done.
no.
I'm done.
Can't even make shades for himself.
He's got a shade. It's all red.
All right, so last week, our Zeros completed their heist, reverse heist, placing a book back into the library, the results of which are still out. However, they have been paid. And with that, they found an event. I'll say they stumbled upon an event that happened just outside. A very sad event for a lot of people. I know some of you. But their fond employer, I guess that's not really fair. One of their employers, Latch, found himself in wherever it is that Warforged go when they stop operating. After a somewhat short investigation by the police of the crime scene, by the Sharn Watch of the crime scene, our Zeros were able to have a moment to walk around, check on the crime scene on their own, and they discovered a few things. A little girl who was taken by the Sharn Watch, a wrench dropped by said girl, the soft metal of Latch, or I suppose Latch's Caven skull, and some other bits and bobs on Latch. They then proceeded to have a little bit of a drink for their homie, which Harmatio had a reaction to.
Smooth.
It was very smooth. And then a little bit of mistrust with the other employees as one was tailed home by our shifter. The body of Latch was taken to the morgue, and Lassian found a key among the things, which he kept, but did not keep the other items in the that were with Latch. And somebody took the money from the library job and went gambling, doing nothing but boosting the trust within the party. Who does not know that that is where he is at right now with his friend Paulie, a hulking Minotaur conspiracy theorist and sometimes column writer for the Sharn Inquisitive. Beyond that, let's see, do we have any other notes here? Oh, and Rose spent a good bit of time finding out what was underneath the Old Dominion, and then confronting a library guard to see if she could figure out where Robert lives. While under the Old Dominion, she found a special doorknob. But we'll leave that for whenever it is that we get around to it. Does anybody have anything else to add? Anything I forgot that you seem to think is pertinent for everyone that's joining us or for the party?
There is that symbol on the key.
There was a symbol on the key.
The same pot-bellied man that took the Kinku bird that came and took the girl away as well.
Yes. In a way.
Yes.
What was the icon on the key?
it was a manticore.
Oh, manticore, okay.
And I found the coin with the caterpillar on one side and the butterfly on the other side, and the nickel plating.
Indeed. So, where we left off, Lucian had gone to work. After a few hours of actually rather early into your shift, you overhear your boss handing off Latch's items to the Sharn Watch as evidence. And you continue to bustle about your night to night with without drawing any attention to yourself. Did you still have a list of the notes that you found or you took from Latch's autopsy?
I do.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to look at them.
You are if you didn't have them on something. Outside of that, a certain somebody was putting effort into a hustle, pulled a extra card to improve his odds, won, and as he reached across the table to collect the pot of silver and copper crowns littered in front of him, a man that he was playing against noticed that the same card that he played was in one of the other hands turned up on the table. He looks over at the girl he's with. He looks across at the orc. Did he do anything else?
Did he do anything else? I think he said, huh?
I know the orc did the harumph,
Oh,
but the guy,
the guy.
do you recall him doing anything else?
I don't.
Okay.
It was a little tense right at the end there, and I was still trying to learn the rules of the game, at least from an out of character thing. So, if you want to remind me, that would be lovely. If you would feel kind enough.
So, you clock that he seems to be the only one that notices.
Mm-hmm.
As you draw the coins in, you quickly stack up 9 silver and 6 copper into your weighings. And as the dealer collects all the cards to start to spit them back out, are you going to toss your ante for another hand?
So now that the deck has been kind of essentially modified, would it be possible for me to slip my other card back in, kind of like making the deck basically trying to cover my tracks a little, perhaps, or?
So you just want to have one extra card in there?
No, more if I have the capacity to swap out the cheated card with the original card I had, so if someone kind of called it. Is that something that I could potentially do? I'm just weighing my options here.
It is a thing that chance would allow.
Okay.
If that's something you would like to try and do, sure. We don't know how many hands it would take for that to happen.
That's true. Okay, I'll let it slide. I'll keep hold of the I won't do anything like that then. So as the cards are getting scooped back in, I have the option to keep playing a little bit more.
Yeah, you can keep playing. You can sit at the table and play some more.
I'll try and play for one more round.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as the cards come in, it was 6 silver and 9 copper. I think I said that backwards.
Yes.
So as the cards come back in, they start to shuffle and deal. and start shooting the cards back out. Everybody tosses in their starting bids. Roll me percentile.
Okay. Uh, 91.
So as the cards come to you,
Mm-hmm.
you're scanning back and forth, looking at the different people, keeping your calm, cool, and collected.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice the gentleman across the table has got a beat on you as if your forehead
Mm-hmm.
were a platinum dragon itself.
Okay.
You pull the cards up, and somehow we go to somebody else.
Oh my god!
Now, I believe last time that we split up here, Laucian is at the morgue. He's doing stuff. You had followed. I think everybody's just leaving. You guys are basically just outside. Well, in the time that he was tracking.
Yeah, we'd
Cad.
reconvened because he told us we were back. We were back at the
We were
apartments
back.
because he
Yeah,
told
right.
us
I
we were
relayed the info that
Great.
I found. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are back. Why don't you go ahead and do you remember the info?
Yeah, it was that he took the elevator up to the swanky parts
Mhm.
that are, and he was wearing this. Well, he took off his jacket or something, or turned it inside out, and it was a much nicer jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And the guards up there look like the same guards that took the girl.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
My history with him, would I know this about him?
Kat?
Or is this a new thing that I'm learning?
Rose is pretty self-interested. I don't know that you would have ever traveled with Cad anywhere, or really even spent any amount of time with anybody outside of the club that worked there. Obviously, you haven't spent time with Robert unless Robert's come to you. So, I'd say that you don't know what's going on with that.
Okay, cool.
But you guys are free to theorize amongst yourselves.
This whole thing with the jacket. Who is he really then?
Well, why does he
If he's-
come down here? In this crappy place?
I'm recovered from the drink by now, right?
Yes, you had started to recover. They did find a little bit of antitoxin, I suppose. A little bit of hangover cure, and squared you away with that. We'll say that by now you're able to stand on your own two legs.
Cad, has he been there from the beginning with Latch, or has he arrived recently?
Yeah, there's about I feel like there's a lot of things about what we talked about that I just don't think we fleshed out of what I actually know about him.
About Cad or Latch?
Yeah, either one.
When did we do that? Because I don't recall that.
Isn't Cad one of my
He's a contact for a lot of you guys, but just because he's a contact, just like Robert, doesn't mean that you actually spent time with him outside of the
Okay.
establishment.
But he's been for some time.
I don't know, I don't care.
Remember, I believe that Cad has something to do with what happened to Latch. I know he seemed very sad, but this could be a performance. Someone is benefiting from the fact that Latch is out of the picture. Someone will own Old Dominion now. Someone will have control of everything that flows in and out of the club. And we also know that Cad is clearly lying about who he really is.
What if he's not even sad about Latch's death? He's just sad about something else. They
It
must seem
seems so
related.
sad. It seems you didn't see him crying. He was crying so much.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things in this world to be sad about.
Oh, but he was like a weeping. And he was like, ah.
It is possible, but I have seen you do this thing and you were not feeling in your heart. It was all a performance. I mean, maybe. I do not know him like you know him. If you say it seemed real,
That is not
perhaps
true.
it was.
And what about the guards?
Oh. Well, we got.
Sounds like they're trying to cover it up. It's all got to be connected.
Remember, I've said from the beginning, how did the big-bellied man get there so fast the first time and even faster this time? Why was he already essentially on?
Especially if they come from the up top.
Yes.
That takes a while. How long did it take me to get up there?
Oh, it took you a while to get up there, but what you guys know is that Cad went running to get them. Thiessen showed up with them. So the fact that there were enough guards in an area to consolidate a crime scene very quickly and efficiently is probably an indication of stuff that was going on down there. They likely were not up in anywhere else.
Right, but they were the special guards. Like, no one knows this man or
Not
his
all of them.
rank. Yes. The man who took
That
the girl
one
away.
specifically, or at least nobody that's going to talk to you.
Would I know about traveling in Sharn? Like, if people just go up and down, it doesn't really matter, or...
Oh. Yeah, so it depends. Depends on which of the different districts you're going to. A lot of it kind of depends on how stately you look. Being rabble in like the Azure Sky area would probably not get you actually onto any type of pavement that's there. However, most of the time you can move freely back and forth. If you have a summons from somebody that is in that area specifically, then it makes it much easier for you to go back and forth with impunity. Otherwise, you're looking at needing to be somewhat stealthy to get around, especially the idea of finding other ways up besides the heavily populated lifts.
Yeah, he can't go up there. He's too dirty.
Like
That's
Skyslide?
just, they're just doing their
Yeah.
job.
It's true. The dust. It is. I have the same problem.
He's got mangy.
The guy came in on a Skyslide, right?
He did come in on
Yes.
Skysled, yes. No, he left on Skysled. He arrived with
On
everyone
foot.
else. He
Yes.
departed on Skysled. Yeah. There is one other issue too. This Lady Hart, who is taking the children,
I hate kids.
but you do not want to see them enslaved in that life of crime.
Nobody should be enslaved.
So, Latch was involved in the Dream Lily business. He was sending it to someone, but we do not know who. This person is apparently at odds with this Lady Hart because they wanted to keep the child away from her.
And there's that weird door in at the bottom of the place with the strange. It's got it's a handle and it's got like a mechanism
Yes,
in the back of it.
yes. And the envelope had cocoon was the name on the outside, and he had the coin with the butterfly in the cocoon. Perhaps if there was some way for us to figure out what these symbols mean, perhaps Laucian will know when he gets on work. Perhaps we can research it at least. He didn't know off his head, but maybe.
Didn't. The only thing I noticed about Laucian was that he seemed exceedingly, he seemed really interested in holding on to that
I
dream.
know, it's strange.
I think he has had, shall we say, the first-hand experience with the Dream Lily.
I don't know what you mean.
I think he has dreamt himself.
I don't know what you mean.
I think he takes the stuff for whatever it
Oh.
does to the head. Yes.
But he's so calm.
I mean, he's on the Dream Lily. Yes, but I mean, from what I understand, from what he told me, there are religious uses as a sacrament, and then there are the recreational uses. That is what leads to the over-dreaming in some people.
But Latch, what is his purpose? Like, why would he be involved? He's a warforged.
Only.
What would be your incentive? Not that you are of the same mind or anything, but what's your incentive for wanting to deal in this kind of thing?
I don't know. I would seem like I would have no business with it, unless I mean with taking it. But there might be business with it. So
Yes, that is what I say. Dimone.
yeah.
Well, now let us assume that Cad is innocent for the time being. Perhaps he is not telling everything, but really none of us are telling everything, if we're being honest with ourselves.
Suspicious though.
Yes, but now we will see who begins to make a move on the Old Dominion. But notice he said he would go away for 2 days. If he's so afraid of what's going to happen to the globe, then perhaps he feels his true enemy is in the upper levels.
Yes, and he did say that he didn't know who owns the place. And we were supposed to go and sort through all the papers. But then all of a sudden he says, no, now I have to go. After I left him alone up there. I should not have left him alone.
My love, if I could make a small, I will not say a request, I will ask the question. If you put on your finest gown and make yourself the most beautiful, do you think you could talk your way onto the second level?
Oh, yeah.
I do not think we could go, but perhaps maybe you can at least find out what these symbols mean. Perhaps you can at least find out this caterpillar and cocoon thing in the, maybe if you look around.
Hold on. I'm not going up there by myself.
No,
I
I
don't
do
know where my
not-
accent went. Hold on a second.
It's true. It slips when you are excited. Yes, I don't think any of us can go with you. I mean, perhaps Lostian has a change of clothes. I have seen no evidence of this. In the,
What about Felix?
I get the sense Felix does not wish to return to the upper levels. I have not asked him this, but it is what I have detected in my observations of the man.
I'm scared.
Plus, we need to talk to him about the door.
Yes.
Why don't we get
Where is
everyone together
Felix?
first? I don't
Has
know.
anybody seen him?
No.
Hmm.
I'm not responsible for him.
Would I have the ability to? Well, I don't. Well, if I wanted to, if there was a reason, could I track him down?
I don't see why we couldn't watch you fail.
I don't want to waste a whole bunch of time.
I think Robert might be able to do something with these.
I also.
And wait,
Oh,
sorry,
no,
who were you asking for?
I track Felix.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
who I thought you were asking
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
You can absolutely give it a go. I mean, you do know where his apartment is. You could definitely get something to continuously sniff if you wanted to.
I feel, does he not already know Felix is sent from the time that we have spent with one another?
I feel like at this point, like it's not that suspicious that he's not here. So
I mean,
Say that.
perhaps. I did not say suspicious. I said we do not know where he is. That was all.
yeah, we don't all live together.
I mean, we all live together.
This is new. Anyways, should we wait for the other two to come?
I would like to go and see if I can find any of those lads that beset us earlier, because I want to know this Lady Hart thing. At least maybe where she is operating out of, at least.
I feel like we got a few questions here, and we should put some people on a few different things. Like, who's Lady Hart?
Yes.
Who owns the Old Dominion?
Yes.
And what's up with that door?
Yes.
Okay.
Who thinks they can handle what?
I don't want to deal with the kids. I'll go
I
upstairs.
We'll go for the children. I would appreciate if you would accompany me, but I will go with what you think you are better
I'll go with you.
served doing.
Great. Wrestle up some dirty kids. See what they have to say.
I'm definitely going to leave the coins home. I would not bring your money with you
Yeah,
just
no.
in case. Yes, we will
No, no.
go with no money.
I probably should go with some money. I can't go
Yes.
up there with no money.
Sure. Hey, perhaps you can find Robert up there. I suspect that perhaps that is why we cannot find where he lives. He is on the level also.
This door is very big.
I know, but you are very smart, my darling, and very persuasive as
Okay.
well. Yes. So, Grizz, I guess. What do
Oh,
you-
I'm so busy. I'm very, very
That's a
busy.
bit-
I suppose I could go with you guys, maybe.
Well,
Yeah, maybe I could do that.
what do you think you are better served doing? Are you better served perhaps assisting? Perhaps you could locate Felix. That would be very useful.
I don't want to go up there by myself.
Yes, when we need Felix for
I need
this.
somebody to go with me. I need
But
protection.
he's not going. They're not going to let him up. It's you are the beautiful and regal
What
one,
about
and he is
Lassie?
Would
the.
Lostian be
he's
able to
this-
go with you?
Or Felix, or Lassie.
Or Felix?
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose we could wait. I suppose. I have minimal faith in
Right,
either
I
of
guess
them.
I'll go try to find Felix then.
It would be nice.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
Okay, so it is getting to be night. You do have the night off because, I mean, it is nighttime. Felix is at his shift. You do have the night off because it's closing. Lossian. And I guess nobody else really has a job, so what does it matter? But just so everybody is aware that it is probably roughly around like 9-10 bells at this point, if not a little bit later. And do you guys want to try and do this tonight or tomorrow, or when is your time frame for this?
Now.
We should go tonight.
Yes.
If anything, if any little kids are creeping around
Yes.
who know things that they shouldn't, it's gonna be now.
Yes. And if this Lady Hart was involved in the attack on Latch, I assume she will be moving quickly in the wake of his death.
I'll go with you. I'll go with you. We could find Felix.
Alright.
And you won't look so suspicious if you have me with you.
What about me looks suspicious?
Just kind of.
You
Yes.
just, you just need a little grooming.
It's true. You intimidate the people, my friend. You are a lot of person. That
It's
is what
good
this is. Yes,
because
yes.
then no one messes with me. It's nice. You're a
That is
good.
true. That is true.
So like backing towards the door.
I go get my
I appreciate your strength.
my ratty hoods. My ratty hoods to look like beggars. I'm like, come, I will show you how it is I sneak around and the people they never see me.
Oh, that's good because I get a lot of dirty stares.
Yes,
Okay.
they don't understand you, but trust me, I show you the way. And I hand you one of my ratty cloaks. Yeah. I'm like,
What am I supposed to do with this?
blend in. Yes. I was going to say it looks worse than it smells, but that is not true. It smells worse than it looks, yes. So,
They don't care anyway.
I can't smell it.
They can't smell, but they can't. They're not like repulsed by a smell, I would
so
say.
we will go, and I think we meet back here at dawn? Yes? Good? Yes.
So I'm gonna pull out the library card that Felix made me.
Smells like plastic.
Please don't.
But his hands was all over it.
It actually is a fold out like little library card thing that has like the Mage Hand sketches before.
Uh-huh.
That's essentially what this looks like,
okay.
but it's like very finely like
Dot matrix.
kind of, but with ink.
Nice.
So it's in your pocket. It's probably just a crumpled up mass that you have to unfold and pull out. But yeah,
You could sniff around his door. We know where he lives. Surely his scent is around this place.
Good old fuzz
Yeah,
nose.
or I could break the door.
yeah. I recall you wanting to.
Plan B
I'll
is
do
they
all
breaking
right.
the door. We don't even know if he's in trouble. He's probably just having fun. Yeah.
I won't. I will not break a door.
No, not yet.
Okay. I just
No,
start
not
backing
yet.
away.
He might even be in there. You never
Sure.
know.
Yes. Maybe knock.
Yeah, I'll knock.
Yeah.
I'll go
Okay, we
knock.
have a plan. Let's go.
Okay, so you two
Yes.
hit the streets.
Yes.
You head down and start searching around. Are you going to stay in the Gates of Gold, or are you going to go?
Go where we got robbed last time, like literally to that street.
Okay.
And then kind of like radiate outwards.
Okay, sounds good to me. You two have a much closer little trek down to where Felix's abode bees. You approach the door as the lights are starting to kind of really flicker and then go out around you inside this wonderful apartment building known as the Wicket Lawn. At the edge of the hallway, every now and then, you do have this subtle glow of different blues that click to different reds, that click to different greens, as if from the magical neon lights outside the windows in this different district area. You
Is there
reapproach.
anybody in the halls? Or?
There's quiet as crickets in the Wicket Lawn.
Okay. So I walk up to the door. And I just kick it in.
Cool. Give me a strength check.
I hope I nailed this one. If there were a time.
It's true.
It's oh man, I think I need bonus, isn't it? Yeah, that's a big fat 7.
The door clatters back and forth as you hear the locks and the hinges holding it in place. They do seem as if maybe somebody else has tried to kick in this door before, but they have held fast.
It only works if it's not locked.
That's how I knock on the door.
Do you wish to knock again?
Yeah.
Give me another strength check.
That would be a not a natural 20, dirty 20.
A dirty 20. This time, as you knock, the door pops, airborne, bowing slightly in the center. You hear the crack of the what would be like kind of the spine area, but mostly like that big broad part skitters just before it flies off the hinges and skids across the floor up to his bed.
You can fix it, right?
As you stride in, you don't care, but you notice that the hinges hang loosely by like one or two little either screws or nails or whatever they're put up with at this point. And the door where the frame where the lock was has been splintered open as if the lock that was there was a very good lock. Better than the door frame.
Oh, he's going to be so mad. Now he's not going to want to help us.
Who says we gotta tell him about that?
We can't just leave it like this.
I'll put it back.
Okay. And I try to go to the door and I'm just like, I'm just going to try to move it. I'm just like, just trying to get the door to the door. Like, I'm fixated on the door right
Yeah.
now. I'm really upset about this door.
Okay, so you go over to the door and you kind of like grab the handle and start to like back it into the thing. Give me a strength check.
Oh dear. That is an 8.
Okay. So you do grab onto the handle as it's really kind of the safest place for your dainty little hands to avoid splintering. And you start to like drag it across the floor,
Please.
making a
Please, could you help?
Well, if we put it back now, then we're gonna move it again when we leave.
Okay, yeah, you have a good point.
All right. Felix is clearly nowhere in sight. Your eyes do draw to the bed, to the large kind of mural that spins out from behind his bed and across to all the shelves, which are either orange or red, as they move almost in like it's not an undulation, but it's like a wave pattern across the floor. Across the walls. You see his desks that are littered with different apparatus or even the disguise kit that he has out splayed open as if it was Rose's vanity.
He's so curious. I don't understand any of this. It's like a mix and match.
I don't think he's here.
We'll go smell something so we can go.
Am I picking up
The
like,
strongest scent
I know.
comes from
What are you gonna do to me?
the strongest scent comes from a large dresser that is to the right of his disguise kit.
Okay, I'll go open it.
As you go, you open it, little open up. You see that this thing is decked out in different, like, apparel. He's got, like, City Watch. He's got just a myriad of other different disguises kind of out there. Some of them are torn and need to be repaired. Specifically, the City Watch one looks as though it's been, maybe it's fourth hand, kind of. And then along the doors and the walls, there's different, like, hats. There's like a bowler, a duster, etc. going down. And on the right side, you can just, as you open it, there's like this kind of like, as a bunch of little pockets seem to hold different identifications.
Well, he could totally come up with me. He
No,
has the
I
outfit.
think he can go a lot of places.
He can go a lot of places.
Yeah.
This is good.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
11.
11. Just scanning this little group of things, you find one pocket that is actually full, like just kind of like stuffed with more than the other ones. And you catch a glimpse of your picture in that pocket.
Pull it out.
Hey, you should not pick it up. It's not yours.
Behind that has one of your face on it.
What is this?
You shouldn't pick that up.
I should not.
This one's got my face on it. I think.
Yeah,
I
you should
think
put it back.
Literally, it's got my face on it.
This one's got my
I
face
think
on it.
Yeah, I know. You
Why?
just picked it up.
What did
You
he
just
get
told me not to
this?
do it, and you just did it. Well, I guess we'll have to look at it now.
You have to, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. What is it?
It is an absolutely horrid attempt at a library card.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's... Okay, it's understandable.
Beyond that, you both see little drawings that he did in his spare time afterwards over it. Yours appears to have been shifted in some demonic form. Horns, scales, and a smile.
Oh, God.
What's on hers?
Probably continuing into, so it's a headshot, is it?
It's whatever you put on the library card.
Yeah, so it would be a headshot. Probably like extra curls in her hair, and like different attempts at like doodles of different styles of makeup or something.
Okay. So yours kind of looks like a siren prostitute's, like blushed out
I do
cheeks
not look like
and
this.
curly hair,
Sex workers,
little bows.
Not prostitutes.
No, but I'm purposely not using specific words, so we'll just call them callers. A siren caller.
Do I look like this? It looks too slutty. I don't look this slutty, do I?
Well worn is, since we're trying to avoid all type of things, we'll just go with well worn.
I don't look so worn, do I?
You won't look hot, miss.
Maybe when you get mad.
But I'm smiling.
I think you like it. Maybe we put it back.
Yeah, I should put it back.
Wait,
Hey,
no.
what?
Hey,
what,
no,
what was
I'll
it
keep
coming
it.
out of?
I'll keep it.
It's in one of the pouches.
Just like a pouch. What is that pouch attached to?
The door.
The door of like
The inside of the door, the boudoir.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna put that back, and I put it back like really hard.
Oh, no.
Roll me a strength check.
That would be a 16.
You tear that pouch
no.
off.
I think...
It hits the ground, and
Oh, no.
3 other IDs skid across the floor.
I cannot fix this.
And we go to Lucian. As you were shuffling about doing all the things, cleaning up from the last autopsy, a middle-aged half-elf, completely unrelated to everything else going on in the world right now. As you're cleaning up, you can see out of the corner of your eye that not only did that a second set of Sharn Watch seems to have entered and are inquiring at the front desk about something. You are back in the standard area where the slabs are, and you're catching this kind of like just out of the corner. It's a good probably 60 feet towards the front of the area there, and there's a couple of glass pane windows between you and them, but you can see it.
The windows are other rooms.
Yeah, there's like a viewing room
Right.
and
Meeting room, all that stuff in between.
mhm.
I'm going to pick up any bits and pieces of thrown away covering, like garbage, and start.
What kind of garbage again?
Just like old sheets that have
Okay,
been
gotcha.
bloodied up,
But
or
you wouldn't launder those in a place like this?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you are laundering. Okay, garbage. Get it? Okay, so
used up stuff.
right, soiled linens.
Yeah.
Got it.
Gather that up, and walk that direction to try to give a quick listen to why they're here.
Okay.
While I go to take it and drop it off into the
Okay,
laundry area.
so as you pass by, we'll say the laundry room is on the other end, right past it. You are fiddling with the door while you have the whole handful of things smearing more blood across the soiled sheets already.
I'll be incompetent and drop them to stop and listen a little bit longer and
Okay.
pick them up.
You drop them at your feet. Oh my. And you start to bend down to pick them up, and you can overhear, what do you mean it was already that his things were already picked up? When? An hour ago? By whom? You can hear the book spin and see the little signature that's based on that. He goes, I can't even read that signature. What is that even supposed to mean? Make the scramble pick up the things. You go to, you hear a, as the guard reaches across and whole hand slaps your boss.
Oh my god.
You hear a little, sorry, I didn't, I'll ask, I'll check. I wasn't the one at the desk. I'm sorry.
Are they dressed in lower watch garb, or are they from like upper tier watch?
This one is in lower tier. You can see the little emblem on his sleeve that denotes that he is actually from the Gate of Gold.
Okay. I'll just slowly move away.
Okay. Are you putting this up into the laundry or no?
Yeah. As my boss goes, is he leaving the desk area?
No, he's kind of just quaking.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'll just move on and go and drop the linens off.
Okay. Give me an insight check.
11.
Okay, so you overhear, as you're kind of making your way back, you start to overhear this, like, just really boisterous slew of obscenities that definitely befit somebody of the lower tier areas. But something strikes you as odd about the amount of energy being laid into your boss over this.
Okay.
Street sweepers. You two, Zalen and Harmatio, are making your way down the street to the alley that begins to look familiar to you. And in fact, you can see that the area does look as if it has been frequented by some ratty children, as evidenced by smaller footprints, and I do mean actual feet, that are traipsed through the soot and kind of mud left over from the most recent rain, which, you know, it's Sharn, so like today. And you start to kind of scan around, and you just see that there's so many that are like plop, 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 plop. And a couple of pair start to head around to the right, around where you recall the trio of ruffians had kind of made their way off to. And then you see another pair that move way down the rest of the alley towards the other side.
Are the footprints of a comparable size? Like, are any like overtly larger or smaller?
They're all kids. Some of them, the ones that are smaller, are the ones that are alone moving towards the end of the alley.
So, this is how I do this thing, okay? So before we go in there, I am obviously conspicuous, yes? So instead of relying on the silence, I manipulate people's perceptions, see? So just like you have the face, watch this, watch the thing I do. And I put the hood up, and I just like stoop over like I'm all like super decrepit. And kind of like, but all covered up, and just start giving this walk as we're going down the alley. I'm like,
And I start doing the same thing and try walking behind.
yeah, exactly. But for now, I'm not saying anything. I'm just sort of kind of like walking, just like super slowly, like through the alley, watching. I'm like, now notice anybody that is looking or recognizes the two of us. We are conspicuous, but the old beggars are invisible.
Can anybody see us at this point?
There's nobody else in the alley.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, well, before they were hiding in the shadows, we have the element of surprise. And I'm following the footsteps that turn off, actually.
So you're following the trio of footsteps that move to the right.
Yes, the larger ones that turn, not the smaller ones that go forward.
Okay.
Well, okay, sorry, but let me be clear. So, the ones that turn do not go in this alley at all, or they
It's a
all
secondary alley.
Okay.
So one is an offshoot. Think of it as that alley is the top of a T.
Right,
So you have your line.
right,
The little ones go pitter patter toward camera.
right.
The other ones pitter patter towards Zaylan.
What do you think? We follow the smaller ones forward, or the larger ones to the side?
Well, I feel like if we follow the smaller ones, maybe they're too young to know if they actually seen something. I don't know how helpful they'd be.
But they also might be too young to lie to us.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, maybe we should try both, and maybe we'll try them first.
We go for the small ones then, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And so, I'll keep walking until I can see the end of the alley.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you start to make your way down it, you can see that as most of the spires in Sharn are actually rounded, right? So your alleys kind of either widen for a little bit, maybe become almost diamond shaped, and then move back into a smaller road. You're able to track these a little ways because of the mud. You kind of lose them for a little bit going across a thoroughfare, but then you head a little bit further and you can pick them up as still continuing on. There seems to be a very specific cut in one of the feet on the right ped that makes it a little bit easier for you to distinctly notice in the fresh mud. You notice that as you go across the street to the next one, this one moves off and shoots up a ladder, up a fire escape, or at least the tracks end at the bottom of that fire escape.
Just look up. Do I see anything?
You see a fire escape? I think it seems to go up a couple of landings.
Are your eyes any better than these weak human things?
No, I can't see in the dark very well.
What do you think? Continue pursuing or double back for the detour?
So the footprints stopped.
The footprints stopped, like curved into, and stopped at the base, like the ladder of a fire escape. You can look up, as you look up, you see 3 different landings, raising up 3 stories to a rooftop.
Anything else significance about this building? Like, is it clear what it is? Is it a business? Is it a restaurant? Is it apartments? Is it...
From the alley? Well, roll me, you have very high passive perception. It's a laundromat.
Maybe we can climb up the fire escape and at least get a good view of what's from the rooftop.
Let us try, yes? Okay.
Okay.
Although, I do not think this deception will work if we're the lost old beggars on the rooftop, so we must be ready.
I still think it's worth a shot to try.
Let us go.
Who's going up first? Who's in the lead?
I'll go.
Okay. So you start to climb your way up, you make it to the first landing, start up the second landing. The second level is actually like apartments that are smaller than yours. You can kind of look right into the window that's on the fire escape and see this is like a closet-sized one pull-down bed, a sink and a toilet in the same room, etc. Then you make your way up the next landing. It's somewhat close to the same. As you come up over the rooftop, your eyes start to focus in on the shiny, somewhat gristly coloring on the top of the roof. Give me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Hey.
All right. Well, as you scan, you make out not only the path of light that comes across from one of the higher raised signs, kind of like the one that you guys brought back for Latch. And that light sheds across, basically shooting directly towards where you are, a little sparkle of light in that wet rooftop. Your eyes come basically up towards where the roof access is, And for a half second, behind the little access door, you can see what looks like this floating, almost ethereal-looking, waifish, strawberry blonde hair.
I crouch down like Harmatio showed me, and I kind of like signal for him.
So you're still on the ladder,
Yeah,
like
so
just looking up over the thing.
Yeah, but I signal for.
So you crouch down below the.
Yeah, like your head below the line of the building.
Yeah.
Basically, right.
And I signal for you to come up.
Do you see something?
The note said something about a strawberry blonde-haired girl. That's the girl we're looking for, I think.
Yes.
I think I saw the hair. I'm not sure, but I think I saw it behind, coming from the access door.
Switch places with me. I do not wish for your appearance to disturb the child.
Okay, but then what?
Then we go and we try and talk to her.
Okay. Well, at least like I have my over my head.
Mm-hmm.
I put my cloak over my head.
Yes.
I
said,
thought it was already up.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
already up, but I just
yeah.
wanted to re-put it over one. Like
You
really
adjust it,
over.
yeah.
I
Yes.
adjust it.
Yes.
Okay, lead the way.
Let us go.
So you climb back down to the landing and allow him to climb up.
Yes.
Okay.
I do go up and I just slowly make my way onto the roof.
You crest the top of the roof, scanning about, and see nothing. Hi. The entire time that the man across the table from you is tossing his coins into the center, the only time he looks away is when he quickly counts the coin and then tosses it in and just stares you down the entire time. Your eyes drift to him maybe a little more frequently than they ought to, because you recognize how much he is grilling you. But you do have the card in your hand.
Oh, one of the two copies of that particular card. Gotcha.
You don't know if it's yours or the one that was in the deck already, but you do have the exact same card in your hand.
All right, how good's my hand?
Commitment. I love it.
Is 91 good?
It's pretty damn good.
Okay.
It's eerily similar to the one that you had last time.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not meaning to pause. I'm just kind of deciding how to handle this kind of situation. Okay, so I'm wondering if it would be smarter for me to try and
Are you wondering aloud?
no.
Then you should probably just do the thing.
Dang it.
Unless you want to consult Polly.
Is he playing? He's not playing at the table.
He's
though, is
definitely not playing.
he? He's not great at playing. Or he just doesn't. All right.
He's actually, if you want to scan to look for him real fast,
Sure.
he is off at the bar, which is only like 2 tables away from you, sketching, or it looks like he's either sketching or writing on a napkin at the bar, scanning around at different people,
Oh, great.
and then going back, hunching over the bar, writing. You can see this big long straw that is coming out of a little kind of almost dragon fruit looking cup. Boop, boop, boop. Up and down into his little muzzle.
Okay. I think I'm going to just kind of play safe on
Okay.
this round and
Sure.
just kind of not try to win this one. Like, cautiously play a couple of rounds, but not aggressively. Like, I'm just pretending to get really crappy hands and then try and back out of the game.
Are you gonna try and switch the card back?
I don't think I am, no. Because he's watching me, and if he's specifically looking to see if I mess with cards, I think that might be risky.
Okay, how many hands are you going to play?
Like this one other. I'm gonna try and like just look like I'm just really kind of bombing it, like feign.
So 2 more hands.
Yes.
Okay.
Or this hand and a second. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me
Mm-hmm.
a deception check.
Okay.
You're gonna end up giving me 2, just so you know.
2 checks.
Yeah, but the first one, go ahead and give me first.
Okay. Cool. So that would be a 13,
Okay.
and then the next one is a 17.
All right. The 2 hands pass without incident.
Okay.
You are able to take your winnings.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say that you're dropping this 9 copper. That's an essential exercise on getting the rest of that kind of playing out.
Mm-hmm.
And you take your 6 silver
Okay.
as winnings and excuse yourself from the table.
All right.
Paulie notices that you've gotten up.
Mm-hmm.
You can see his large horned head sitting on and he is kind of like stooped over. You see him turn to look at you. The stool beneath him kind of groans under his shifting of weight.
Mm-hmm. Paulie, your drink looks broken.
What is... Huh?
What are you drinking anyway? What is that?
What about it?
Well, what is it? What are you drinking? What is in
I
that
don't
glass?
know. I liked the name on the menu.
I'm gonna kind of pick it up and sniff at it. Does it smell good? Or
Fruity.
Fruity. Hail down the barkeep and order something a bit more extravagant for him. That's also fruity with lots of like fruit pieces and umbrellas in it.
Okay. There's another silver.
Yeah.
All right. Anything for yourself?
Something really like not something that's strong, but something that has a very like good bouquet and like kind of element to it.
Okay. Do you just
Expensive taste rather than just rot gut kind of thing.
Right.
Like
Do you want a shot, a drink, the bottle?
a drink?
A drink.
Or how much are bottles usually?
Depends on how much rot gut.
Not interested in rot gut.
Right. A bottle
Mm-hmm.
will only be a silver.
Oh.
And this is... it's not top shelf,
No.
but it's premium.
All right. I'll buy a bottle for us.
Okay.
Yep. But I'm definitely savoring my drink. Kind
Sure.
of just like really, really enjoying it,
Sure.
kind of thing. Like taking my time with it.
Great.
Mhm.
So the 2 of you slurp back and forth. What?
Oh no. So I'd like to ask him a few questions.
I
if
figured.
I may. Yeah.
That was actually going to be my question.
Perfect. Never mind. So, Paulie, what are you working on there? What is your latest theory?
Do you want to see?
Yes.
He shows you this like scribbled mass of just like different arrows pointing to different names that are kind of hard for you to make out. And he basically insinuates that it's a really large conspiracy that has to do with a bazaar.
A bazaar.
Mm-hmm.
What bazaar is this?
That one's the Little Droad bazaar.
Would I know that one as the one connected to the library?
Uh-huh.
Huh. I'm gonna feign a little bit of ignorance. Isn't that place a total trash heap now?
Well, nobody's seen the actual bazaar place in quite a while. At least nobody I talked to.
Sure.
There's some riffraff that seem to live in the old food court.
Yeah, vagrants.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. They It was really the only place where you could get a good, authentic, flavored cuisine from Rowan. Sad that it shut down.
What do you know why it closed down?
Oh yes.
Well, how do you figure? What's your angle on that story?
Well, what is actually reported was that Bo Thick was the owner and proprietor of the actual bazaar. Not one of the shops, but the space.
Yeah.
And he had made his way up all the way from the cogs. He used to be one of the coal people down in the cogs. Also a minotaur.
Oh, all right.
Yes. And he worked his way up, was very good to the community. Everybody in the cogs knew who he was. Even brought a few of them up with him.
Real self-made minotaur, huh?
Yes, a self-made minotaur for sure. Kind of like me. And he worked really hard, set up this place where all the Dromites could have anything that they desired from home. I mean, within reason, right?
Of course.
Even brought up some of the Knoll guards from actual Rowan. Some of the best peacekeepers Corvair knows. Amazing. Well, all of a sudden, he was deported
Oh.
for trafficking Dream Lily. They found less than a dose.
Of course, but when the guard wants you to go, the guard makes you go away.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But Sharn Watch can be corrupt.
of course.
But they're not usually the type to decimate an entire business structure inside of one of the more needier areas.
Well, I mean, when he was kicked out, did no one take over?
Well, that's the rub. Nobody knows who took over. But the very next day, the deed was bought up. By an alias.
Oh, what was that alias then?
I would have to consult my notes back at the apartment, but it sounded like something. I think it started with a K.
Started with a K?
But that's what I'm tracking right now. That's the entire spin back and forth inside my apartment. That beautiful web of lies. Yeah. So I was just kind of like, making some other thoughts here about places I should look, people I can talk to. You don't know anything about it, do you?
I mean,
Oh, of course you don't. I just told you.
yes. Well, I mean, it sounds sort of interesting. If you ever want to bounce a few ideas off of this again, when you find out a bit more, I'd be interested in kind of spitballing a few with you.
Okay. You do know who the Bromar clan is, right?
No.
The little halflings? Everybody knows who they are.
Oh, they're the. Wait, this is the larger one of the. Are we talking about one of the affiliates of the houses, or?
No. This is an actual clan of unsavory-esque criminal enterprise. But they're kind of like the Sharn Watch in the way where they will take care of the people in the area. They enforce goodwill, if you will. And they make every effort to keep things stable.
The neighborhood community standard, as it were.
Right.
Yeah.
Protection and all that. However, my sources inside the clan say none of them were able to get that deed.
You would have thought they would have been the first to really grab at it, really.
Especially because they traffic so much in illicit material components.
Allegedly.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's not even a conspiracy. That's
Yeah.
just... But yes.
All right.
That was, what, like three and a half years ago.
And it's been just derelict the whole time. I walked past it going to the library recently, but
Ah,
yeah,
yes.
it just looked awful.
Well, yes, the miscreants that live in the food court do very little to maintain any type of cleanliness that I could tell.
Of course.
I climbed up on one of the fire escapes and looked down in there, but the stench was appalling. Just like those big circular white centered. Anyway.
Fair enough. Do you think? It seems very strange. Like it is a very curious story. Did Bo kind of invest a lot of money into building up that
All
area?
of
Do you
it.
think? Yeah.
Everything he had.
Seems very strange. Well, if you, if you find anything else about it, I'd be happy to chat with you about it more, or maybe I can look into it a little bit for you sometime.
Sure, if you have anything that you stumble upon, but stay out of trouble.
I always do.
No, you don't.
I'm gonna slap him jovially on the back. Well, let's go find something to eat. Are you in mind for good food?
Yes. Where do you have in mind?
I'm gonna throw off kind of a cuisine that I know that he likes.
Sure.
But it's a little more on the a pricier side, like not super pricey, but.
Oh, well, I mean, that one's got 3 coin marks on it in the papers. So yes, you must have really taken care of your debt. Either that, or you're being stupid again. But either way, ha! And he reaches back, in the palm of his hand, you can almost feel the whoosh of air as it smacks you in the back, slamming you down onto the bar. And all you kind of hear for a second is a ringing noise, accented by the bellowing laugh. And then, as we finish out Lawson's shift.
Okay. I'll head back to the main room and see if the guards are still, the watcher's still there.
Nope.
Where's my boss?
Nowhere to be found.
He's not in his office and he's not up front. I'll go and take a look at the book
Okay.
and see who it was who signed out the evidence, if I can even read it.
You can't. The only thing that you can really make out of it is a big swooping P in the front, and then basically everything behind that is scribbles. But the end does seem to have like scribble, 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 and then like another tick kind of over the last leg of it. So it almost looks like an X, but it would be just like it doesn't jump into your mind that this is an X.
Okay. The items listed as being taken were what? In other words, what was the contents of the evidence that was picked up?
The entry says latch, warforge, vest, trinkets, coin. And then it has like a little amount next to the amount, but since you didn't really catalog it or clock it, you just...
That's what I was looking to see what else, but...
Oh, okay, well, then it was 4 silver and 8 copper.
Well, if I don't see him, I'll go back, finish off anything that needs to be done, and head back to the apartment complex at the end of the shift in order to find out what we plan on doing.
Okay. So, you two, in the meantime, Rose, what are you doing after, what do you do after you see him tear this pouch off of the door and flop down to the ground, spilling additional IDs of interesting people you know?
Obviously, I'm trying to pick it up while I'm looking for some tape or some glue or something. And I also look at it.
What'd you draw on
and then I
Harmatio?
scold him.
Harmatio?
Yeah, what'd you draw on Harmatio?
Huge, big, twirly mustache.
On his forehead?
Well,
What did you draw on Zalen?
Zalen? Actually, Zalen would have been untouched.
And what did you draw on Lucian?
Lucian definitely got vampire fangs.
All right, so you leaf through these real fast, and you just kind of like give each one, and you notice that Zalen's is untouched, and then you kind of scan around, and you see that there is a mild adhesive immediately on the desk vanity area with his disguise kit. There's a little kind of like tube and a little stopper with a brush.
Okay, I fixed this one, but you gotta fix the door real quick. Because he's got a lot of things in here. I don't want anyone to take it.
Is it? Have I picked up something that has a particularly strong?
You have a
scent?
wardrobe in
Yeah.
front of you.
Okay,
We'll say
well.
that you do get the scent of the overall.
So I don't need to take anything.
Would you like to?
Sure, something that has like a nice smell to it, pungent.
Dirty sock.
Corset.
You would think, but I think a pillow.
Haha, it didn't hit the ground.
Might be the pillow. Pillowcase.
What did you want to take?
Uh,
She said pillowcase.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's got his head sweats. on
Okay.
it.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go over and.
I don't know what you were going to take, though. This is obvious. I don't know why you want to go digging around in his clothes.
Oh, I'm the one digging around.
I'm fixing things.
Oh yeah, I'm fixing things too. Yeah.
Okay.
See, look, I'll throw his sheets back on the bed, but like, kind of grab it too hard and like, don't care if my claws rip the sheet a little bit. And I'm fluffing up his pillow, and same thing.
Okay.
Kind of shredding.
So you pull you like take the pillowcase off of the pillow.
Yeah.
It is actually a much nicer goose down type pillow than you've actually ever held. And so like when you pull that off, you kind of take the sheet and you kind of like wrap it around your neck, and you kind of like and you just start to see like out of the corner of your eye little puffs of feathers flop up and down, and then he tosses it down, and it's nice and poofy kind of, and then he goes and tears the sheets back as if he's looking for something else, and just the claws rake against the bed against the bed and the mattress.
Hey,
Well, I was making it look like I'm fixing the bed,
stop
but ripping
playing
it.
with it.
But I'm
Sure,
not
you
breaking.
poof,
Yeah, I'm
and
not
then, like,
breaking
lay
eye
it back
contact.
down, so
I'm never
the
breaking eye
comforter's
contact.
fine.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm fixing things.
Stop playing
I'm
with it.
fixing it.
Well, go
I'm
fix the
fixing
door.
Things. See?
You have enough smell on you now. Go get the door.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'll pick up the door. I
All right.
guess.
So you fix it. Are you ready to leave after you do that?
Yes.
Okay, so you fix it, you move, you grab the door, you realize you don't have any tools or anything, so real fast you run back up to your apartment, you grab a couple of boards and some nails, and you pull the somewhat splintered, broken door to the frame, and then you start hammering in wood, like a couple of little planks of wood, right here, right here, right here, and you hammer the actual door to the wood that is hammered to the frame. So even like you can't even like push it back because there's no like the hinges are still like kind
It's
of like
just permanently
wall.
affixed to the
It's
door
it is a new wall,
Yeah.
essentially.
That's better than nothing. And no
Yeah,
one's
I
gonna
think
go
it's
in
great,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Nobody's getting in there.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
A noir new wall.
He says as he appears behind you.
Hi. Hi, Lucian.
Oh, hi, Rose. Oh, hi, Grace.
Don't ever do that again.
What? What did you do to the door?
It's nothing. What happened is we're looking for Felix. We're
Oh.
going now, away from the door.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. We were
Yes,
walking
we're
away
leaving.
from the door.
Would you like to come with us? He's going to. He's going hunting.
It wasn't in there?
No.
I just
Oh.
like slowly tucked the hammer and stuff into my. No, he's not home.
No, he's not home. But we're gonna go find him. Come with us.
Okay. It's kind of late. I mean,
It's
early.
an adventure,
early
a
in the morning.
quest. The quest for Felix.
Okay. So,
This is the worst quest off I've ever been on.
so what are we gonna do about all the stuff that we're supposed to find out? Like the weird key and
Yes, there's a
And the
lot of things
door
happening.
and
So the other two, they're going to look for the little one.
Are you gonna go to the courthouse and find out who's the heir to Latch's estate, so you can find out who gets the club?
That's a good idea. You are smart.
won't be.
Tomorrow, not tonight. It's late. We're going.
Are you gonna find out who owns the food court too?
Oh, that's a good idea. I could go over there for that. It's a good idea. But not tonight. That is tomorrow.
Oh. Okay. I figured not tonight, because it's not gonna be open.
You're done working. Come with us. It's going to be fun.
Okay.
I
So-
won't touch.
So as you guys, I won't touch. So as you guys make your way out of the wicket lawn, you kind of like drop the stuff
What was
behind a
that noise?
bush that on the way out,
Okay.
where while she is filling him in on what's going on, so he doesn't notice. You just kind of like drop it and kind of like use your foot to kind of like push it behind a bush right in front of the wicket lawn, and then you guys make your way. You kind of hustle up in front of that and go ahead and give me a survival check at advantage. Roll
Must
twice.
roll
and-
twice,
yeah.
but yeah. Well, second time was a 19 plus survival, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a 22.
Okay, so you pull out the pillow, give it a good whiff. You start moving, kind of like going. Start heading off in a direction. You two are just following as you're talking about what the plan is, and then every now and then you just
Maybe he went
and
to
then
the
move
bank.
further. What?
So maybe he went to the bank to put our money into the bank?
I don't think so. So late. They're not open. But he's going to find. And I would like to keep. Because I have this. I want to go like this. But I remember he doesn't like. So I'm like. Annoyed that I can't grab his.
You're unsettled by the fact that you're not allowed to touch him in a certain way.
I
Yes.
am still covered in blood.
It's a habit.
It's a habit. She's used to hanging on to Harmatio. All right, so you guys go off in search of him. You're also getting some interesting cross scent at this point. It's oddly bovine. And you pop your head up. You hop up onto the roof. You look across. You don't see a girl anywhere.
At this point, am I following?
You're
I've
still down on
followed-
the bottom. No, we haven't.
Oh.
We haven't moved forward in time for you at all yet.
I do wait for her to come up before I do anything.
Okay. So as you were making your way up, you notice, like, you're climbing up, and then you notice down underneath you in the window right there, there's like a light that seems to be cascading in from an open door that just kind of stretches across this little girl. Her hair so small that it's just kind of like moving back and forth, and as if there's like its own wind about her, or like even like an aura, and she's just watching you. As you get your footing up, you kind of look back up to see where he's at, and when you look back down, she's gone. You make your way up across the top of the roof, and you can see that he's scanning about the rooftop.
Harmatio, I think I saw her down on the other level where we were at. But I think if we go towards the door to get access down the stairs, maybe we can go into the building.
Perhaps we should split up. You go through where you just saw her, and I will go and try and come from the other side.
Just go down into her. Okay?
I mean, what do you think? I think otherwise we will be chasing, how they say, the wild bird, the wild kinku. It's a wild kinku chase. This is what I don't want to do out here.
Okay.
So, do you go across the roof or do you go into the window? You have seen her.
I don't think it would be wise to go through a window.
Okay, we go across.
Okay.
But she's going to be ahead of us. As we go, I don't see anything else. Like, it seems like the roof is quiet.
Yeah, and you make your
Good.
way around to where the access.
I do basically just as loud as I dare just say, "Child, we are friends of Latch. We have come to help you." As we're walking.
And I say,
You know.
way to be conspicuous.
She has seen us already, yes.
Okay, you reach up to the door handle. Try the door handle. It's locked. Does not appear that there is even a keyhole on this.
I wish Grizz was here to kick the door down.
Do you wish to? Well, but we don't want to frighten the child with the door kicking. Perhaps we should double back for the window.
You scan around the bottom, and you can actually pick up that there are little footprints that seem to actually lead around the back where you saw her before.
Okay, go around the back.
Go around back. Yeah.
You make your way into the back, or around to the back, and the little kind of square access thing. you can see that there is actually a small hole, only about 3 or 4 bricks that are missing there that seem to head down into darkness below. Not directly into the access stairway,
Right.
but like an offshoot below it.
Should we stick my hand through it? I'll stick my hand through it. Just to see what's...
It awaits, hovering in the darkness. You
you feel
feel
anything?
nothing. Just the stagnant, cool air of the interior.
I whisper into that. I'm like, child, we have come to help you. We are friends of Latches. We want to protect you from Lady Heart. We are friends.
Again, what if any of that was conspicuous?
She has already seen us.
You know, you're trying to teach me to do things, but I think it should be the other way around, my
Wait
friend.
until you see the results.
And we go to break. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. We'll probably take about a 10, maybe 10, 15 minute break. Oh, I forgot about the raffle. What do we have in front of you?
Raffle.
So I guess I'll put that in. As soon as you see Moobot declare that there will be a raffle, go ahead and do that. And then you probably want to go ahead and tweet your entire group and let them know that we're giving these away so that somebody from your place takes them in. Outside of that, we'll see you shortly. Back here on the Inkwell Society. And then we go to break. No, I'm just kidding. So welcome back to Inkwell Society, where we're playing some D&D in the noir. It is a hot night in Sharn. Some people have just gotten done with their shift and been hijacked on the way back to their apartment. Some people have hijacked an apartment. Some people have gotten a little lost on a trail, on a rooftop. And some people are getting hijacked by a bull. And that's where we're gonna pick right back up. Last we saw, on the roof, you two, Harmatio and Zalen, had found your way to the rooftop where the little hole was, where the fluffy-haired, waifish little nymph of a girl seems to have disappeared into the recesses of a about 4 bricks high kind of hole. Zalen might possibly be able to squeeze in there, but definitely not without tearing off any type of skin grafts that she's got going on.
Oh no.
Harmatio's
Hard pass.
not even a like this hole is like maybe he could get a kneecap in there.
I'm like, no, I cannot.
And that's where we're gonna start with you guys. Because I want to make Felix sweat a little longer.
I do not wish to terrorize the child with chasing her here and here and here and here. Perhaps we should go and perhaps return another time?
I think it's a good idea. She's already afraid of us, it looks like.
Yes. Like, I lean back into the hole and I say, child, if you're watching, you can locate us. We are friends.
And I just shake my head.
And then I pull my hood back up and I'm like, she's the one we were looking for. We can go now, it's fine. We will do the creepy walk when we get to the bottom. Hey, no one has seen us, have they not? You worry too much.
So you guys make your way back down the fire escape, back into the alleyway, retracing your steps over the. Are you heading back to that T
Back
intersection?
to the original place where the other footprints
Yeah, we're
deviated.
forked,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you continue to make your way back. Seems to be easy enough. You make your way across the street. Find the intersection. Are you turning down the one with the three boys?
You don't want to look through the. You don't want to follow the ones with the 3 footsteps?
I do.
Yeah, I would do too.
I do. The path we did not take
Yeah.
before, yes.
Okay. And as you make your way, I recall that I forgot to say, hey, exclamation point raffle. Because we got those dope things going on there. If you would like some Tomb of Annihilation Icons of the Realms minis, brought to you by WizKids and Dungeons and Dragons, we've got some to give away. I mean, why not, right? It's not like you have to pay anything to get in the raffle.
Excellent raffle.
Now, we do want to make sure that we thank, just like we did our subs earlier, the patrons to our to our patreon.com/mazearcana. Temujin Hans, Joanna, Christian Sheets, Alan Libby, Thomas Jacob, and Bill Benham are the tip-top. And our next tier down, which I think I have a name for those somewhere. But you guys, the next set down is the $20 tier, and that other tier was the $100 tier that plays in the games that Satine runs on a pretty regular basis.
It's super fun.
Yeah, she has a good time with those. She typically can't stop talking about them.
This one time in the Patreon game, it was really funny because like there was this like creature. It was like a roper. I mean, like a coral roper. It was really cool. And then there's like this.
She's babbling.
Yeah,
So-
I was just waiting to be like, okay, Lausian.
If you've ever wanted to do this or know what it's like to be on Sirens, patreon.com/mazearcana.
That's right.
Live the dream.
And then our next tier is the $20 tier of people who definitely want to make sure that they are helping us out and also getting a little sneak peek at some of the content and stuff wherever it come up and do little, what do we call those things? Hangouts. Sometimes we do hangouts and we just chat. Sometimes we do hangouts and we talk about upcoming things, whatever it is you want to talk about, or sometimes we go over mechanics. Oh wait, there was that one time when every NPC in this game was made by the people in that hangout.
What?
It's so
Except for Larry, that was off the cuff. I came up with that like as we were playing.
So wait, you mean we have the Patreon community to thank for Robert?
I don't know.
No, that
I
was.
don't think so.
I think that was actually. Oh no, I do know where Robert. No, Robert was probably the first one that I made, and that was because of something Satine had said to me at one point.
Thank you, Rudy.
Maybe somewhere down the line, in the wiki or something like that, we'll have whoever the moderator for the wiki is put the little star by that to show that it was fan created, or patron created. So that's Richard Ricker, Kristen Bevan, Finway Jones, Nicole Hunsaker, who's in the studio with us tonight.
Can she peek her head in just
Which camera is she gonna peek her head into?
this one?
All of them.
Come
Sure,
on.
why not?
Come say
we're
hi.
gonna get a 3D. Don't step on the cords, darling. There's a lot taking place in the studio.
You gotta really reach in.
It's my stunt. Look, it's like Peter Pan and I'm the shadow of it. That's what it is. Yes, there it is. We have a wild Lincoln as a Peter.
Ash, no.
There it is.
Super confused
He's
Ash.
like, me too.
He's like, me too. Yeah, right.
Yeah, the dog's like, so we're doing cameos?
Yeah.
We're doing walk-ons. All right, yeah.
This is my Ash voice. Wait, me? Do I get to? I'm so confused.
That's not what he sounds like.
What does Ash sound like?
Satine, what is that?
Ash's crew doesn't think that
Not
he sounds
like
like that.
that.
Right, yeah.
That's his excited one. Homer is like, I don't even care. I'm just gonna lay here. This is just how it is. Oh, somebody at the door. It's fantastic. I'm gonna go to the door. He has like more
So
drawn out.
Ash is
Oh, really?
and he's-
Yeah,
Because
it's
when
more
he
drawn
comes to
out.
the door to greet me, it's like, oh my god, there's a door, there's a thing, oh my god.
You make him that way.
So beyond that, Nicole, Rachel Steiner, Barton Kinley, Carla Rodriguez, Jonathan Franklin, my best friend since like an early in high school, and then Red Zanwaft. Thank you guys for hanging out. We also have a bunch more in the $8 and $2 tier, and maybe I'll get around to reading those out another time. In the meantime, let's hop right back into the game. Dun dun dun. And don't forget exclamation point raffle. And here we go. You make your way down into the alley. Drip, drop. Drip, drip. Drip, drip, drop.
Oh no.
The sludge and rain from above starts to make its way down, obscuring the prints. However, you hear what sounds like almost a sniffling, almost a whimper, leading just up and around that corner.
I sneak towards that sound.
Roll me a stealth check.
19.
You make your way around the corner, or you make your way to the corner, peering around. It appears that you are unnoticed, as you see a man in very simple robes, with a blood stain, which appears to be in his mid to lower back, whimpering. Almost sobbing. You make your way up. Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
A 1. Oh. So that is a 3.
Okay, as you see Zaylin stop at the edge and peek over, you see her being very calm and cautious about it. She starts to draw back. You go to cross to look as well, and what happens?
I see her like hesitant about something. I push my hood back and jump out and I say, stop!
Okay. As you do, you twist on your ankle,
Oi.
and the stop goes to stop as you hit the ground and then scramble back up to your feet to see a bloody man in very simple, homespun almost robes.
Not accustomed to the robe I'm wearing. That's what they those
Oh,
are feet
that's
from-
what
yes,
it is.
yes.
That's what it is.
I just say, my friend can.
Are you moving down to him?
Yes.
Okay, so you walk your way down.
Yeah. I'm like, do you need assistance, my friend? I see you are bleeding in the back area.
What are you doing?
I follow along. I'm with him.
Okay, so he spins around real fast, almost enough, and you hear him groan as he pulls, and blood is just running down his hand. I was robbed. I was stabbed. Yeah, glass shards. They cut me.
Who got you? Who cut you?
I didn't really see, but the shapes were small. They were like.
Small.
I look around like rafters, fire escapes.
Did you see how many there were?
Hey, there's like three shapes from what I saw. I only felt one cut It was cold.
We need to get him to Lothian.
Oh, it's cold.
Maybe we should just leave him here.
Is that rain?
We cannot let him in bleed to death in the streets. This. No. I have to help him. I cannot let this man die.
Okay. Help him.
Well, we know we can come back and each other are here. If we're not careful, they come back with the stabbing.
Okay, fine.
Yes. Based on the time, would we think it's more likely Lothian's at work or is he at home by now? I realize we've got crossing time streams here, unfortunately.
You would assume that he's probably coming home pretty soon,
Okay.
if not already there.
I say, my friend, we know someone who may be able to stitch you up at least. If you wish us to assist you.
It's cold. Is that rain? And it is downpour now.
So I take my nasty robe off, but I put it on him.
He attempts to recoil a little bit at the smell, but then is so weak that it's actually it's not even a full flinch. It's just this delayed reaction. He just kind of reaches up and he goes, so it's not raining.
I'm like, the good news is, my friend, the rain will help with the smell.
Okay. And he just kind of collapses back down, and you can hear under his breath what sounds like perhaps the last rites. You would actually probably have some amount of expertise or knowledge of, not expertise, but some knowledge in some of the individuals that were clinging to life. One thing that your Karnathi owners would allow was for the priests of the sovereign host to give the last rites of the host to the individuals who were any more than ambulatory. And then as they moved on, and the priest knew this was happening, but it was basically just their best option. As they went to move on, you did what you had to do in order to be able to deliver the corpse to the collectors.
Harmatio, I don't think he's going to make it.
Do you know anything of medicine? We have to try if he's going to die anyway. I try to save him.
Okay,
With
give me a medicine check.
I'm like, help me, please.
Okay, I don't know. I'm telling you, I don't think.
So she goes and lifts up some of the spaces, starts looking there. You can roll it at advantage.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's your first.
All right. Would you mind?
I don't mind, but it's my dice. So.
I got a 20 on this one earlier, so let's see. They were both the same number, so 13 either way.
Very unlucky of you, but lucky enough at the moment
I burned out my 20.
to see that you do recognize a stab wound. It, from what you recall, from your time as an interesting individual in Undair, you recall that this wound is too far forward of the ribs to have actually been a kidney shot. So what you do know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is if somebody gets the kidney, it's pretty much going to be a donezo, and they would have bled out pretty quickly. Your estimate is that there is hope for this gentleman if tended soon by a professional.
I hate the blood. No, we can try. There's time. There's time. Please, just help me.
See if he has any last words or
Just,
any.
Zaylan, please help me carry him to Lothian. We can, even if he dies, we cannot discard him like dirt in the streets. You're not in a war zone anymore. We do not do that here. Please help me. Please.
Okay.
All right. So because it's the two of you, and because the last time you tried to carry a body, you got 2 20s.
Well, you.
But because you are being ginger with him in order to take care of the, in an effort not for him to bleed any faster, you turn and start to make your way toward the wicket lawn. About 10 minutes or so later, you reach the wicket lawn, searching from one apartment to the next in hopes to find Laucian. You do see that that Felix's door has been abused. And
What has happened here?
outside of that, nobody else is home.
We're running out of time. What are we gonna do?
Have I ever been in Laucian's place? I know I've heard it described, but have I personally set foot in it?
I'm gonna guess that nobody has set foot in Laucian's place. That's probably tantamount to touching him.
Especially since I'm kind of obsessive with observing people. Have I noticed anyone's comings and goings that I think might be a physician or a medic of any kind in this building? Because I'm constantly clocking people. Like, oh, that's that dude, and you know that's that lady. Spoiler alert, it's Robert.
So you have someone who appears to be a very, if not for the fact that he was carrying a very professional looking medical bag, you would have thought this man to probably be a performer, or maybe even nobility, or operating with the illusion spell, because this man was a large, gorgeous looking dude, perfectly proportioned forehead to chin ratio,
So I thought me.
brilliant white teeth, flawless pale skin, as though even though he clearly works out, he does not see the sun a whole lot. You have also noticed that the bag that he had seemed to be several years old, as if perhaps it was awarded back quite a while ago and not updated since. And where you saw him was heading up into those upper stories, levels 6 through 9 of the Wicket Lawn.
I go to the landlord's door and beat on the door.
Okay, are you guys still carrying him together?
Should I stay with him while you go?
Please do.
Okay, I'll stay with the gentleman.
So you guys are basically setting him down out front of Laucian's door?
Yes, but I'm
yes.
staying with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you set him down. I'm sure bloodstains outside of Laucian's door are no big deal.
It's true. People
I'm
live-
sure the neighbors are like, I'm okay with this. This happens all the time.
Yes, or they, what can you do? Yes, yeah, right.
And you rush down, knock on the door. You hear a lot of cats and meowing, but nothing else.
Knock more insistently, MC. It is an emergency.
Nothing. It is a Saturday night. Well, what would essentially be a
Where
Saturday?
is
It's like
he
a
going
Zul day.
Perhaps that is where Felix is with her. I just go back and wait. No, let's take him into our apartment. Our apartment.
Okay.
Our apartment. Yeah, and then
So you didn't want to go up a couple of levels?
yeah, well, I know who I am. Yes, I go and start beating on doors. Yes.
Can I,
But leave him there. I'm sorry.
as you're doing this, I would like to ask, what's your name?
Oh, he's unconscious.
Oh, he's
at this point.
unconscious at this
Yeah.
point, so he's not, okay, well, never
Yeah.
mind, I don't do that.
So you head up, and as you make your way up to the 6th floor landing, there's a guy in a very sharp-looking pants, tunic, duster, sitting in a chair, reading the Charn Inquisitive.
The same man that told me to be the quiet before when I was yelling in the stairwell.
Maybe. Or at least somebody who's dressed similarly. As you make your way up the landing, he curtly folds the paper, puts it down on the armchair, looks up at you just barely the brim of the hat, shading his eyes. Can I help you?
Do you know who I am?
Should I?
There will be time for that later. I'm looking for someone. I believe he is a doctor. There's an emergency downstairs. He's a beautiful man with a medicine bag. He lives here somewhere. I don't know where.
Well, he doesn't live here.
Is he in the premises? Is he visiting?
Maybe.
There is a man who is bleeding to death downstairs, and I need someone to help him. Because if he dies, there will be city watch, and there will be questions and the door knocking, which is bad for all of us, huh?
No. What's important about this guy? Should I care? I don't know why I should care.
Because he is a living thing, and maybe one day you will need someone to help you. It is a dangerous world, and we must look out for one another.
I take certain assurances to know that I'm gonna get helped. Like that big, beautiful gentleman.
Is there a way that my friend downstairs can partake in these assurances? I don't need a miracle. I just need someone to stop bleeding. He's stabbed. Dying.
Okay, give me a second. Wait here. He goes, kind of like gets up and just kind of like.
What race is he?
He's just human.
Okay.
Standard human. Walks his way up, disappears into a door, comes back, and he makes his way up to you, and you can see him like rolling up his sleeves, and he just goes, "All right, so what's it worth to you?"
What is wrong with this terrible place? What is a life worth to you? I find a man in the street. He is dying. I don't even know his name.
So it's worth a favor or something? Like, I don't know his name either, but it sounds like you're trying to do a favor.
Yes, it is worth it.
So you want a favor in return?
Yes.
And you want maybe that he's going to give you a favor back?
Perhaps, yes. I will worry about that when I see if he leaves.
Right. So it sounds like we're dealing in the same business. I think you should maybe keep your mouth to reserving the things that you need to reserve it for, if you know what I mean.
Whatever you need me to agree to have someone help this man.
Deal. Turns around, walks back, goes to the door, disappears in the door. You see, now, trailing behind him, this gorgeous looking man.
Oh, well, hello, sir.
He just kind of like walked by and he's like, "Hey."
I'm like, I have found a man in the street. He has been wounded in the side by the knife.
Right. Very good. Just lead me to him. And, you said man?
Yes. As far as I can tell, yes.
Okay, great.
I did not check under the robe, if you know what I mean, yeah?
I'm sure. He follows you down. He goes and sees the man, and he looks back up and he goes, "I can take care of this. Was there a thing? Like, and he leans in real close and he goes, "This looks like really shoddy torturing. Did you..."
We found him in this state.
Okay, sure. I work for unsavory people. I do the torturing usually.
We need to speak after this, because perhaps I can be assistance to you in the future with the cleaning of the
If
bank.
this is your work, no,
It
I don't
is
think
not
so.
at
I
all.
was
We-
actually asking you,
but-
because it looks as though that's what was happening here.
Yeah, we can ask him when he comes alive. If it is true that I have done the thing, he should be the first to tell you that it was I who have hurt him in this way. Yes?
If you want him to live.
I would like for him to live, because to make him not live, I believe we are more than capable of doing.
All right, well, I'm sure you know as part of the favor that you're agreeing to.
My friend had nothing to do with the favor. This is purely myself.
Whatever. I'm not even the one making the favor deal. Just letting you know that if you even mention me, I will do the opposite. Or they will. But, just something to know.
Understand.
Great, you, bring him up. And then, as you go, he turns around and he goes, okay, no, you can put him back down. Hey! And then two muscled guys, there are the one guy that was at the door and another guy come down and pick him up in a much more ginger fashion, taking him upstairs. He turns around and he goes, all right, so I'll have him down in a bit. You probably need to recover a couple of days, but he can't do it up there. Where do you want me to find you?
I tell him our apartment, whatever it is, to see or whatever,
Sure.
where we live. I give him where we live.
I understand.
Yeah.
Rose is gonna be very upset.
Rose is always upset.
So he turns, disappears, and leaves.
Where's the line?
And Laucian, and Grizz, and Rose. You sniff and sniff and sniff, and eventually you come to one of the nicer restaurants just on the edge of the district line opposite of the Old Dominion, but not into the Cliffside Warehouse area. And you smell just some of the most wonderful
I'm so
meats
hungry.
and mostly fresh vegetables. Yes, you can almost taste it. As you make your way to the window, you see dining right there in the center table, across from, kind of amidst a number of people, the hulking form of a minotaur and the much slighter form of a scoundrel who is dropping a couple of silver pieces onto a little platter. Standing up, and the two of them are making their way out. You run into each other right at the door.
Oh. You guys just stepping in to go enjoy some food?
Roll me a con save.
Nat 20.
You have housed that entire bottle, and so far seem to have an impervious liquor reserve. You are also only up 1 silver at this point.
Okay.
We are looking for you.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to look for you, I caught someone trying to rob your apartment, and I needed to come and tell you.
It's so strange. We have a lot of questions for you.
What?
Also, we
Yeah,
have to tell
well,
you
I stopped
things.
them, and that's what I want to tell you. You must have lots of enemies. They were doing something weird with your bed. I had to fight them off. It was weird. She was there. She knows.
I don't.
This one, he wasn't there.
What are you doing here?
We'll get to that later. Yeah.
No, what?
So you could
what
barely
is
pay
this-
your rent, and all of a sudden you got some silver, and you're eating at a nice restaurant. How come you didn't invite me?
Well,
It looks so delicious.
if you would come a little earlier, I could have invited you in, but there'll be another time for that.
The maitre d' comes to the door and goes, excuse me. Please allow for others to come in.
Let's leave. Let's step out.
Can we
So you
come
guys
back?
make your way out into the rain.
Oh, great.
I hate this place.
No, I assure you that restaurant is actually great.
Oh,
It's
I
not somewhere
believe
you want to hate.
No, I hate the outside. Can we go back? We have an idea, and I think that you're the only one that can help me with this idea, because this one, he's a mangy, and that one's he's just not the same kind of elf as I am.
Laucian, what do you know about my apartment? Neither of them are speaking any sense. What did you see about my apartment?
Oh, the door was kind of beat up and looked like somebody fixed it, kind of.
He's a nice.
Kind of.
He fixed
Or
it.
fix it for you.
It's true.
After the got caught.
He
Then.
fixed it. Period.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we have to go. The strangest thing happened. Cad. He's maybe living a double life or something, but he went up to the upper levels of Sharn, and
Look,
we
I
wanna
care
go
a little.
investigate.
I care a little less about Cad and a lot more about my personal possessions. What was taken? What? Like, why are we even standing here? I'm gonna just.
That's
Polly,
what I was
we
asking.
should go back to the apartments.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Oh hi.
Hi.
Oh hi.
Hi.
Oh, Polly, Rose,
I got a
Lawsian, and
He
friends.
does a very broad bow, goes down to put that
Oh, I
slimy
changed my
mug in,
mind.
and then just like stumbles a little bit and goes, hi. Hi.
Okay,
Rose.
thank you.
Yeah, Rose. Hi.
Now, is he a few drinks in, or is he just
Oh yeah, you've been plying
hilarious
him with
around
these
women?
drinks.
Yes, okay.
Okay, let's go back. We could talk inside.
You guys, you live at the Wicked Law?
Yeah, strangest thing.
Strangest thing.
All of us, we all live there.
Very peculiar. Okay. He starts to walk in the wrong direction.
But Polly,
Huh?
that way. I promise you, that way.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. And
Somebody smells like wet fur.
Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry. And then he just continues to walk back towards the apartment.
So how tall are you, and how tall is the Minotaur? Like,
He's like 7.5 feet tall. Grizz is tall, but he's not even taller than Harmatio.
Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, that's what they were trying to run off with. The weirdos in that apartment building. I throw him his pillowcase.
You catch a now sopping wet pillowcase as you make your way back to the Wicket Lawn.
I think we should talk about this whole thing back at the Wicket.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, so you guys make your way back. You two are sitting inside your apartment.
Can we talk? Yeah, because I want to talk before they arrive, if that's all right. Once we get back inside, I just kind of stop and I'm like, turn and I'm like, what do you see when you look at me?
I don't know what you mean by that. I know that your nostrils flare when you sleep. I know that your ears do this weird wiggly thing when Rose is around.
You were willing to let a living thing die in the street.
I've seen many living things die in the streets.
As have I. I have assisted, but I feel like you are trying to be better than this, yes?
From what I saw, it looked like he wasn't gonna make it.
But you didn't even try. Like, what is the point of the face and the skin and wanting to look like a person if you want to be like these other people in this terrible place? Why not try and be something better? You are a wonder of construction. If you wish to improve upon that, why be so cold?
Because in my history of interactions with all beings here, not just humans, I mean humans included, I haven't seen such humanity, let's say, from anybody. From the war, I saw people just let people die. So forgive me for not reacting with my very first response to be to save somebody, because certainly nobody's tried to save me when I was in danger. And I've seen many people also left to die.
I walk over and I sit in my chair. I say, I have done many things that I am not proud of. I have done many things that set us upon the course of choices in life that has left Rose and I in this terrible place. But every day I am trying to do better. I have not taken a life in many days. And I'm trying to balance it. And that's why I want to help the children. Their lives are precious. Their lives are innocent. I want to help this man. Perhaps he is a terrible man. Perhaps he deserved the wound that was dealt to him. But we don't know that. It was in our power to make a positive difference for once in this terrible place. Someone has to try to be better.
I understand you. Believe me. I just don't know if I agree right now. From what I see, I saw a man that was on the brink of death. And I didn't know if we had the time to save him, if there was enough time. We all have to make those choices. Whether you're kind or not, you still have to make those choices. But I understand you.
You are superior to me in almost every way. I would like if you could be superior to me in this way as well. Because I guarantee you the time will come that there will be another man bleeding in the street, and I am just as likely to want to drive the knife into his heart. And it may be you that has to tell me that I am wrong.
Okay. I mean,
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, I don't quite understand how you want me to be different, but if you are of the opinion that you need to try and save everyone, as much as I can disagree with that, if I feel like it's not endangering me in any way, then yes.
I only ask you to consider it. One question while we wait. And by the way, do not tell Rose what happened. I will tell her much later.
Oh, she will find out that there is a man with stab wounds in her apartment.
He's not here yet. I will worry about that. Dean, you are, again, a magnificent creature, but I do not wish to offend you, but the humans, the halflings, the gnomes, the spirits, the gods, the sovereign hosts, they whisper to us. They pull us this way, that way. We don't always listen to them, of course, but we know the right and the wrong. Do you have this? Do you have this in your heart?
Of course I have right from wrong. There was a point, and I'm not sure when it was, but there was a point in my memory where I felt something different. And to be honest, I don't know what it means. But I get angry if somebody treats me like I'm less than anything that they are. Because I feel like I have those choices, and I make those choices every day.
And with that, we move back outside to where the rain has started to let up. Polly sways about 10-15 yards ahead of you all. And as you were making your way back to the Wicked Lawn, you can see all of the rain starting to lift. You can see Polly, and he turns around and just looks back. Hey, was it raining?
Yes.
Yes, it's raining, Polly.
Oh, I thought it just got hotter.
We'll get you some water.
I'm
Let me go
soaked.
outside. For your face.
He continues to makes his way. He kind of like actually leaves a horn hole in the side of the building when he like bumps into it at the door, like right in the opening of Wicked Lawn, like as he's going up the steps to get into the front door, he like topples a little bit. His horn goes into the wall, breaking away some of the stucco plaster kind of feel, and then he pulls back out and he goes, "Actually, didn't just you guys didn't see that."
He's fine. He's fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
see? He's fine. Also, how would I honestly stop him otherwise?
I don't know. Only he could. He's a big one.
He manages, like, you can see him judging the distance that he needs to duck down, not to hit the door frame.
Lower, buddy. Lower. There we go.
He takes a couple steps back, and as he does, he wobbles again. And this time, when he leans forward, his feet just up runner, and it looks like a bull charging towards the end, and slips on a leaky puddle, and face plants skidding up to the floor. You guys hear downstairs a very heavy thud. A few minutes later, you see Grizz looking like he's wearing basically a bull coat, helping to carry Polly upstairs. You guys kind of, as you're peeking down the corridor, you can see him. You can see Felix opening a door that you know is not his apartment, and Grizz kind of carrying this big Minotaur down in. And what do you do when you enter this apartment that is you see the floor seems to be covered with a bunch of scraps, balled up pieces of parchment, some vellum, and just this web of red string pinned from one news clipping to another, moving across to a map that has a bunch of other little pens on it that run back across the map, clearly Sharn. And so many of the pens, clearly this district.
I'll look back at Felix and be like, not that I think this guy sleeps much, but you know where his bed is?
Do I actually? His bed is.
You can see it's right. If you put him down in the bed, you're gonna have to go through all the webbing.
Oh, jeez.
Just drop him on the floor. He'll wake up later. He's a big guy. He doesn't care.
Is there like a chair, anything that?
Just at the desk.
And I'd still
It's
have
a
to get.
squeaky, rolly chair.
Look, a very nice spot on the floor.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You guys hear a second, and then you're watching as Rose is standing there at the door, just kind of like giving orders from the door.
Oh, I have to go look now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then you both make your way out, and now everybody is standing in the hallway. What's up?
Pull him on his side.
We could have waited until I got done saying
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry.
So you guys all make your way around to the door. Now everybody is standing outside, out front, looking down at Grizz and Felix, trying to adjust Polly to be how?
On his side.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I see inside?
Yeah, you can poke your head around the thing.
Because when I see all that, I'm like, oh, what
Yes.
is this?
Okay, go ahead. Go in there. I know you love this stuff.
I think you just found a new best friend.
I do very gingerly walk in, like, I didn't consider that the bazaar was connected to the butcher shop, which was connected to the blacksmith. It all makes sense.
Whoa. Hey. Let's get. It's not nice to go rummaging in people's apartments, all right? I think.
Mario,
yeah.
come on.
Come on. Now,
Roll me an investigation check.
Please don't be bad. Oh, okay. It's not bad. 17.
17, great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down, and we'll see how much of whatever it is you saw you recall later. Also, I would like to point out, he's a conspiracy theorist. Great. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page that whatever it is that you think you see may or may not be anything of consequence.
Well, I am aware of the newspaper that he likes, that it is irreputable, essentially, right? I mean, he isn't told
You
me
don't
that
know
this guy writes
anything
for it,
about
but the
what
paper.
he does in that sense.
Okay.
I don't know that you've even seen Felix reading the paper.
Okay.
So, you guys all start to shuffle out. You pull Harmatio out, close the door.
There are two pieces of business that we have to address.
Maybe 3. As I elbow Harmatio.
Well,
also 4 if you count the pillow thief. But I mean,
No, that was
that's
part-
just, you know.
So let's go back. Let's go back. I have something to say. I don't normally have anything to say about any of your crazy ideas, but I would like to go back to my place
Oh, okay.
and sit down and dry my hair and also talk about what I need, okay? Because you guys always running
No,
around.
okay, what? No, I'm sorry, my darling. What can I do
No,
for
we
you?
need to check my apartment.
What can,
Trust me, it's sealed. It's not going anywhere.
something happened to
What
his
the
apartment?
hell is that supposed to mean?
This is trust me. It's part of the conversation. Let's go back, sit down. Everything's fine.
Yes.
We go.
Yeah,
sit
we
here.
should probably go back.
Yeah, I'll make sure no one's gonna steal your pillows. At least like in the next,
Grizz, come on.
Pillows. What is?
Enough with the pillow. So,
It-
and I'm like pushing everybody.
Yeah,
I'm like,
for sure.
Just go in the room. Just go in the apartment.
You end up pushing everybody into the apartment.
Yeah. Once you say you need something, I'm immediately like, oh my god, what? You know. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
before you start talking, oh, you're fine. And I don't know what you guys want. Okay, this is the one thing that I'm going to need. I'm gonna go to the city hall and find some information that he wants. But also, I'm gonna need your help. I feel like you're the only one who can come with me up to the upper levels of Sharn. And here's the thing. We gotta be honest with each other. What happened? The thing that happened. Rose is laughing. She can't handle it.
It's true. It is the face. Why is that face? Lassie, we need your serious face right now.
Grizz is just sitting there going,
I literally
Like
step
twitching
in
a
front of
little
him.
What happened is we were going to look for you. And something happened.
there was a pillow.
There was a pillow fight, but the door
pillow
fell off.
fight?
The door fell off, but we fixed it.
My door fell off.
It was like a comedy of errors or something, and then one thing led to another. We know a lot about you, my friend, and I think you are very crafty, and also.
Okay, I need to see my apartment right now, and I'm standing up.
Yeah. I'm like,
We didn't take anything, but we needed to find you, so.
What the hell did you do? I'm walking to the door.
And just before this whole time, I'm literally standing above the guy with a stabby wound.
no,
I'm
he's
like,
not there.
No, he's not there.
He's not there?
No.
They're
He's
gonna
not-
patch him
Yeah.
up and they're gonna bring him
Yeah.
Oh,
back.
they're bringing
Like
him
2
back.
days.
Remember, you
Gotcha.
went to pick him up
Yeah.
and you just threw him over your
Okay, I
shoulders, so
thought
they
he
came
was
down
back
and got him.
then gotcha. I'm caught up. Let's go.
I follow him out.
Also, I think maybe the pillow thief could have waited just a bit till we, dealt with
No, I feel like this is a very important that way it's all on the table.
I say to her in Elvish, I'm like, did you rob Felix?
No.
So as you guys make your way around, Lossie and Spot's blood headed towards his apartment and out front of his door.
And inside you.
And what?
Inside their apartment?
No, he never,
never went
made it
in.
our
Oh,
place.
never went in?
Yeah.
Okay.
You saw it where I told you saw it, damn it.
Just checking.
I'm following him.
Ugh, I don't.
So Lossian peels off and is staring at the blood at his door while you guys make your way to Felix's apartment. Harmatio, where are you?
I hate the blood. I'm following my
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah, you do. I almost made you roll for that too. What are you doing?
I guess I'm following them as well.
With your tail between your legs? You don't have a tail, I'm just saying.
I mean, we haven't checked.
It's true. You might have like the little baby one that just wiggles back there. What are you
Put it in
doing?
the wiki.
I'm walking with Grizz.
Yeah, you might also have one. We don't know. Okay, so you guys bring up the rear.
Mm-hmm.
Harmatio's in the center, kind of watching, and Felix is
I'm behind.
on a very quick jaunt with Rose chasing behind him.
Well, you see, we knocked on your door, but we knocked too hard. Is what
You
happened.
knocked too hard.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think you really need a better door.
But if you can see here, it's nobody's getting in.
Are we there now?
Yeah, you're at the door.
See, there's fine. Nobody's going to break into it.
Be like a muffled kind of like rage shriek as he's like, you knocked.
I did not knock.
You knocked.
Yeah, I knocked.
This is your handiwork?
Well, I fixed it.
I'm gonna try the handle.
Okay. You try to push it open, it does not go anywhere.
Good
See,
job.
I told you no one was going to steal your pillows.
Well, here's the thing. I
You're
told him
fixing this.
to fix it because, I mean, the door, it wasn't usable, so now
Rose,
nobody
it's
would
no longer
break it
usable
in.
either. That is not a door now.
You have a crowbar or something in your weird toolkit?
I can open the door.
After you?
Nope.
Oh, so you don't want me to fix it?
I want you to fix it in a moment. Then again, your idea of knocking, I don't even...
That was not. I could not help this.
I
one.
can't get through here to get my tools so I can actually do anything about this damn wall.
I just lean over to you and say, clearly we had a better evening, it seems.
Maybe. I don't know. But and after that, kind of like that felt good, didn't it?
Excuse me?
Okay, so
I went off and I just...
Hey, I just got here.
I say to him in Gnomish, I say, I swear to you, I had no hand in this.
Also, I mean, technically, all just got here too.
And Lausian is hearing all of this out of the side, staring at the blood on the floor. What is going on over here with you, buddy?
I just walk towards the noise, wondering how I made that big of a mess when I got here earlier and didn't realize it.
And you track the blood moving all the way. Like you see drips and drops of blood leading all the way to the staircase and going even up to the next level. You don't go that far. You stop at the door with them, but you do notice the plip plop of a drop of blood every now and then making its way towards the landing and up. And you continue to argue in front of the door.
So let's just open the door. Can you just pry the pieces of wood off?
If we have a crowbar...
He's got finger crowbars.
He knocked? Is that what you're saying?
He knocked aggressively.
It's not my fault that your door sucks.
Aggressively.
I've got a
told him
crowbar.
to.
You
You
do?
have one?
Yeah.
Splendid.
There you go.
By that, she just kind of like turns and then like kind of puts her hand inside her little, inside like her kind of long coat, pulls it out, and her hand is actually a crowbar.
Oh, that is incredible.
Great. Would you mind helping me, please?
Sure.
It's a thing?
So you can apply your hand to the door. Strength check at advantage.
All right, cool.
That's a thing.
That is I say to you in Elvish while she's doing this, I'm like, earlier we encountered a
11.
locked door. She did not mention a
11?
crowbar hand.
So you start to kind of pry. It budges a little bit, but his handiwork is really good. And the way that the door is set, there's really not a very good space for you to get purchased. So you're able to kind of bow with it a little bit, but you're not able to get it to pop open.
Yeah, this
think-
isn't gonna work, you guys.
Do you think you can pry some of the nails out?
I can try.
That might be a better idea than trying to just pop the whole door off.
Sure.
Okay, give me sleight of hand.
Oh.
Slide a crowbar.
Crowbar hand.
Sneaky crowbar.
17.
17. You're able to start working through it. It's going to take a little bit. And while you're working on it, what are you guys doing?
Thank you, Zaylin.
No
What?
problem, Chief.
Was someone bleeding?
Huh?
This is Sean, and I feel like someone is always bleeding.
It's true.
Someone hurt? Does somebody need help? I start walking towards the stairs, following the blood. I think somebody's hurt.
Lausian, a
Let's
question.
go help somebody.
No, hold on. I have a question for you, if I may. You went to inspect Lash,
Are you
right?
still going?
I'm slowly walking up the stairs.
I'm trying not to touch you, my friend. I need you to look at me in my eyes, okay?
Why?
Are you stopping?
Slowing.
I speed up and get in front of him. Like he has to touch me if he wants to go by.
Okay, so you make it up to the landing.
Yeah.
You can see on the top of the landing somebody look down just barely the brim of their duster, like just kind of like you can start to make out their eyes with your dark vision. You hear the folding of a crisp newspaper as you are.
In Elvish, I whisper to him, I will explain it all later. Let us go back. I promise I will explain. But I am in the way. Like, you've got to touch me if you want to go any further.
I turn and walk back down to the door.
Yeah,
To your door?
To the where
To
they're
where they
working
are?
on the door.
Okay.
right. But I do say, did you find anything about Latch as we were walking?
Okay, so as you guys are making your way back, you start to ask about about Latch a little bit, and you hear the last crrrr as the door just goes thump thump thump, and the last piece of wood that was holding it up clatters to the ground.
Yeah, I think I got it.
You blew out
It's aggressive.
the door frame is practically gone.
Well, we could get fixed.
I'm just smiling and staring at.
You got a good lock there.
You realize you're paying for this.
What?
I do touch the door frame and say, "This is masterful craftsmanship on the latches. Yes, it's nice."
As you touch them, it goes, and then one of the door latches drops.
Oh, your apartment is magnificent with the working in the colors.
It is
This
very beautiful.
Wow. And I do go in.
And that's resolves the evening. The next morning, you all wake up. As you, because you didn't put your because you didn't put your recliner chair where I wanted you to put it. You wake up and Rose is nowhere in sight.
Any signs of a struggle or anything? Or
No.
just-
Matter of fact, for once, the dishes are done. And while you ponder what that even could possibly mean, you have made your way down to the park that is across from the Wicket Lawn. And you are sitting cross-legged across from a dark-skinned, dark-haired elf who is lounged across a park bench as if it were some sort of, what are they, a daybed? Is that what you call them?
Like a chase.
A chase lounge. And he's just reclined in whatever way. Aught would not those simple rustles, the breeze felt against my skin. I wonder far how near you are, and leave me to wander again.
You're a genius. How do you come up with such masterful works? I
It's
cannot.
heavy.
It's so heavy.
Rose,
Yes.
I do enjoy our time. Would you like to try?
I am not so good. I'm afraid.
That's fair.
I.
It's not an easy task to get to my level.
But maybe you can teach me.
I plan. And I scheme. And I think someday you could possibly be at least a ripple in the pool with me.
I want to be in the pool. I'm tired of sneaking around. I want to go. I want to learn from you.
I sense. I know you think you are coy and that you can fool everyone else.
I hate this place.
No, that's quite apparent. But even your little whims don't fool me. I know you want to learn.
I do.
Your homework is a haiku.
Oh, I hate haikus. But for you, I'll do it.
For you, you will do it.
Oh, you're a genius.
And that's where we're going to end for this week.
I gotta make a haiku. Oh, God. I hate the haiku.
You happy
They're so friggin' simple. Jeez.
You happy didn't ask you to make a tank?
Oh.
What a day.
All right, everybody. We accomplished quite a bit in that. I think. I'm gonna have to review the notes to see how much we actually accomplished. But we did touch on Bo Stick's conspiracy. We did break some doors.
Yeah.
We did bring a bleeding person into a. So this guy looks like John Hamm. The guy that's the surgeon looks like John Hamm.
Nice.
You're welcome, John Hamm. Yeah, you can be in my game. That's fine.
Cost for the movie.
Okay, so we'll have him guest next week. Is that what?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
I would. Oh.
He.
Yes.
I countered offer with a number for him
Yeah.
that is higher than his usual quote,
Yeah.
but he's.
He's very busy. He's very busy.
No, it's just that he's afraid to play D&D.
Oh.
So-
he's no Joe Manganiello, is what you're saying?
That is kind of what I'm saying.
That's
Now,
what I'm
if
saying.
Joe wants to come and play John Ham,
Playing.
Like Yo
Playing.
Dog
Okay.
playing D&D.
I'll take it.
He'll be a stunt
I'll
ham.
take it.
Yeah, like Yo Dog Yo. I heard you like D&D. Yes.
yeah, something like that.
Well, then Joe can ham it up.
Ah.
Or if Tito's in town, maybe, because he's been around back and forth a little bit. We'll see. Anyway, I'm not gonna offer it to anybody until I hear back from John.
Interesting.
So, in the meantime, we had a lot of fun. Hope you did too. We have a raffle to give away.
Yes.
Raffle.
Raffle, raffle.
A haiku of raffles, please.
Oh, I did start a raffle song.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Exclamation mark raffle. If you want something cool. Exclamation mark raffle. Lady Luck is here to play. And then that was.
You.
And then something about enter it in chat. Something about you being a real cool cat.
Oh.
Oh. You drop the mic and then you turn around with some spoken word
There was.
and then walk off the stage.
It's experimental theater. Yes.
And you wonder why this guy wants to mentor you. Jeez. So we're gonna go ahead and hit that button right now. I'm gonna give you guys 15 seconds to type in ! raffle, which by the time it comes around, you'll only have about 5 seconds to do it because I'm gonna hit the button like in now-ish.
In and now.
Everybody have a good time?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So much information.
A lot of things.
There was one thing we forgot in the announcements.
What's up?
On Fridays, there's a Magic the Gathering show you can catch
Oh,
right here.
That's true. That's true. We're
That's
doing
why
our little pre-run of that, seeing what it is, and they will be doing some magic card giveaway stuff. Yeah.
Are they drafting?
They're probably not going to draft this time, but that's also not entirely up to me. It is more on Andre's shoulders over there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the button. No, I'm going to wait until I say thank you to everybody. So thank you, Andre, for coming to Switch. Ryan, back there writing things down. Over there. He did a good job on his self-roll.
Promise they're over there.
Yeah. Pejit.
Bye.
Peja.
I don't understand this name in my language. The Paige.
Peja Homa. Tyler.
Yay.
No, you came in. You reorganized the things earlier, and you helped with the things before. Yeah, you put a little bit of Tyler on everything.
You
You
did.
tie-liner all
You
of the
tie-linered
camera
it.
eyes.
Highlander did.
He also endured the cats.
Also
Yes.
very important.
Cat wrangler.
Yes.
And Nicole, who also came and helped do some cat wrangling.
And the
Nick and Chicken.
Nick and Chicken. And the puppets. The puppets. Wait, did we show the
puppets.
puppets on stream?
Come on, bring him out.
Can you just hand them and we'll
Yeah.
We can do that real fast.
Yeah.
The puppets are kind of amazing.
Yeah. They're on our Instagram.
Yeah, we'll just
Inkwell
take one
Society
and pass
show.
them around.
And then thank you everybody for the awesome bit wars that you guys are doing in there.
Thank you.
All
Yes.
of the awesome, all of the pledging, all the subbing. Jeez, I mean, I saw that. I'm gonna just go and say Haji again. Haji 85. I think he gave I think he's up to 12 gifts of people on there. Like, thanks, guy. Like, a lot of people really are excited about that. They love that they've got the little next to the thing. Thank you guys. Appreciate all the love that you're sending towards us. God knows we need it. Oh, look, here's
You guys
mine.
are incredible.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You make it possible to do what we do, so thank
Yeah. And you guys are making the numbers get bigger every week, which is great. We love to share all this stuff with everybody. Also, thank you to Sirenscape for the jams. Thank you to Black Magic for the cams.
you. What? Now who's doing rhymes?
Spoken word.
Always. You want me? Yeah, I can improv this all day. Thank you guys very much for coming to hang out. Thank you to some of our other sponsors or contributors to the show, like Axe and Shield, the awesome risers that we have. Thank you to all of our awesome patrons. What was that?
Larry Dixon.
Larry had some really interesting stuff to contribute to Sirens earlier this week.
Yeah, totally like drew the crazy cobweb Drider caverns.
Can I just say?
I was trying to think of what the word was.
Can I just say one thing?
Maybe.
So Nicken made these puppets, and she claims that she's going to do a recap show where she does a dramatic recreation of the episode, which I'm really looking forward to. So everybody follow @Nicken_chicken and make sure we continue asking for the puppet recaps.
Yeah, and that'll be on Maze Relays.
Yes, it has to happen at Maze Relays. Yes.
Yeah, and that's also, is it at Maze Relays?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, Maze Relays, yeah.
And she has to do all the voices.
All the
of the
voices.
voices.
No pressure.
Ah! I've been replaced by a pulpit.
Blessings to your family.
Yes.
My friend.
Audio of them. This is a game. We could just
Blessings upon your
Did
puppets.
we raffle them?
Yes, raffles.
He's at 13. How did you just give 13? He's up to 13 gift subs.
You're amazing.
Wow, thank you.
So if you hang around long enough.
Yep.
So thanks for another one of those. And thank you to Wormwood, and we should have some other dice people throwing in on us here soon too. And then as always, thank you to Wizards and to WizKids, and also to Idle Champions, and stay tuned because we're gonna have some real fun stuff to start giving away, like entire games, the codes for Steam for Tales from Candlekeep and all the DLC. And we'll probably give some of that away on Maze Plays as well as Sirens and Inkwell Society. And there's a lot of Magic cards to give away, so maybe we'll hold off on the D&D giveaways for the Magic stuff until we hit that. What's up? Oh yeah, I hit the button.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
the one.
Jeez.
Follow us on all the things. Just as a reminder, and we love all your comments. We read them. We acknowledge you. We love you.
So
Because we're at Inkwell Society everywhere but Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, we're at Inkwell Society Show on Instagram, and then we're on Inkwell Society on Twitter. And then be sure to follow us on all our individual things because we post lots of different stuff. And
And we
we'd
have-
love to hear from you.
We have the Discord
Yes.
server.
The Discord.
So I'm a lady, dang it.
Hey, a new sub. That was a new sub. I'm a lady. There you go.
I'm a lady who's been on a lot of the chats.
Oh, yeah.
I will read all the chats.
Yes.
Also formerly known as Monkey Princess, which apparently was not gender specific enough
Sure.
because now I'm a lady, dang it.
I'm a lady, dang it.
Monkey
Right, yeah.
Prince.
All 2 or 4?
Oh, 2.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
and
another-
we're even gonna sign the boxes for you right now before we go home,
Ooh,
and we'll
alright.
do that for the rest of those as well.
Awesome.
So everybody there, have a wonderful week. If you pop back in on Friday for the show, we'll see you then. I believe that is at 2 o'clock. Andre,
Friday.
2 o'clock on Friday, Pacific time as always. And then Maze Plays will also be moving up to 10 a.m. We'll run 10 to 2, and Sirens and Inkwell will stay at the same time, same place. We'll see you next week when we get together to play some D&D in the Noir. For Eberron, we're signing out. Go catch your airship. Toodles!